Every so often, Pitstop TV has the opportunity to give some time back to the sim racing community, and tonight is one of those nights. A member of our sim racing community, specifically within the Texas Speed and Sim Racing Nation groups, has a son in the hospital, and it's taken a toll on Tatum and the whole Thomas family. This is our chance to say thank you to the Thomas family for being great people and lend a hand when they need it. Welcome to Pitstop TV and to the virtual Concord, North Carolina. I'm Andrew Cardinale IV, and it's a pleasure to join you for coverage of the Thomas 250 by Texas Speed. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Texas Speed, by Sim Racing Nation, and by Get Good Racing, along with some help from, I actually don't know the name of DT on the thumbnail logo. Anyways, we'll skip past that, but also some help from Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So a big thank you to everybody who has come together to make this event happen in such short notice. We're glad to be here. We have a couple of special graphics we don't typically have in the broadcast. You can see those on the right-hand side of the screen. So we do have a total goal that we're going for. The goal on GoFundMe is $800 to help out with the cause. That will be explained a little bit more in just a moment by some of the organizers of this event. But just to make you all aware, you can go ahead and scan that QR code on the right side of your screen as well to go straight to the donation site, and then there will be some notifications of when you donate just below that. So those are kind of the special little bits of what's going on as far as that goes, and without further ado, we can get right into the actual portion of the broadcast, including, of course, our wonderful track map that we always take a look at here. If you don't know Charlotte Motor Speedway, it is a classic in the NASCAR scene. Opened in 1960, has hosted the World 600, or now Coca-Cola 600, every year since, and that is the longest race in NASCAR Cup Series racing. It also hosts ARCA, NASCAR Trucks, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, including other series. I mean, IROC, I think, has been here. IndyCar has been here in the past. A bunch of great series, including some lower series like US Legend Cars, do come here to Charlotte Motor Speedway and race every so often throughout the year. So Charlotte is a classic. This quad oval configuration, a classic. What's a little bit different is that we're trying it with mini stocks here tonight, and a lot of drivers have been doing this a lot more across the iRacing.com sim as of late, and I think a lot of drivers have been enjoying the mini stock on the Charlotte Oval. But I'll stop my rambling for now. We've got some organizers here in the broadcast booth to go ahead and to fill us all in on exactly what's going on with the Thomas family, specifically Tatum, and certainly before I have them talk, we wish Tatum the best and hope he gets well very soon. But without further ado, Dan and everybody else, welcome to the booth.
Hey, thanks, Andrew. Really appreciate you guys helping with all the back end on this and broadcasting this. This is extremely special to us because, you know, it's Tyler Thomas. He's one of our own. He's Texas proud, and him and his family just going through a rough couple of weeks here. And you know, Tatum's been such a trooper, you know, dealing with the rupture of the appendix, and he's been in the hospital for quite some time, and just needs a little entertainment while he's up there. And I'm glad you guys are able to broadcast this and get them that entertainment through this rough time.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. When I saw this race being advertised in the Sim Racing Nation Discord, and definitely it speaks volumes on just Sim Racing Nation, what it provides to the community, because this is how I saw the event was even happening. When I saw the event, I knew I had Wednesday open. I immediately asked my fiance, hey, can I do this? Can we fit this into the week? There's a kid who needs some help, and you know, we've got a son of our own. He's coming up on 3, and you know, I could never imagine something happening to him in any regard. So it hit me a little bit personally, just for that reason. But for the rest of you guys, for Jonathan and whatnot, you know, what kind of effort has gone into this week to make this happen?
Yeah, we've so this started off, as, just to be honest with you, as one of the members of Texas Speed, Jared, shout out to Jared, said, hey, is there something that we can do as a community? And me and Matt, as the crazy people we are, in about a 3-hour time span, thought, hey, wouldn't it be great to throw a race for him, to give him some entertainment, to have some fun, to do something we love as well, and to raise a little money for the parents, because we know it's 2 weeks in a hospital is obviously very expensive, and they've been there by his side at all those 2 weeks too. So I'm just so happy that we live in a community where in a 3-day time span we can literally have a race with over about 30 cars in it so far that can just have fun and raise money for a good cause.
We're seeing nearly 30 drivers in this session so far. 26 is what it looks like it's sitting at. And I see that Tyler is in the chat, Tyler Thomas, and that Tatum is watching. While we have his attention really quick, we have got actually some pretty cool paint schemes out here, and I'll still give you guys some more piece here in a second, but here's a Thomas the Train Engine paint scheme, which I think is a fantastic play on the last name. This is David Gallant in car 454. We've also got, I gotta find them again, but I was quickly switching through paint schemes and saw, here we go, Chick Hicks on the racetrack. That's pretty darn cool. I know personally, my kid, he's enthralled by cars. He's got every minifigure, well, I guess diecast that we can find, and we always go to Target and Walmart and look for more. Here's Chick Hicks. We got to find him a Chick Hicks, but we've also got, here we go, Lightning McQueen in the house, Derek Tyndall in the 12 cars. So, you know, typically when we put on races with Pitstop TV and other leagues, you know, we're kind of gearing it towards sim racers and maybe some family and whatnot to have them tuned in. But this is a little different, kind of gearing towards the kids and, you know, Tatum specifically. So it sounds like there's some stuff that is going to happen throughout the race here, guys, to keep things a little more interesting and change things up. What's going on with that?
So, yeah, we were kind of brainstorming, you know, between you know, all the drivers over Texas Speed when we decided we were going to do this event, and you know, how could we make it more geared towards Tatum specifically? And we started coming up with some, you know, crazy ideas that we took actually from another random league. So we got some things, you know, if people are willing. If not, we'll take care of it. But for, you know, a little donation to help the family out, we spin a wheel over here. And on the wheel, there is a variety of things, such as a full speed pit road race lap. So we send everybody down pit road full speed, just as they're going, like, you know, normal. We're clearing blacks. We got some end of line and front of line swaps. So say, you know, the wheel lands on that. If it lands on that, the leader goes to the back, the caboose goes to the front. We got 3 wide restarts possibly happening here, you know, after a full course yellow. So there's a, you know, a few interesting things on here that can really spice up the outcome of the race and hopefully provide some entertainment.
I'm looking forward to all of that. I think specifically the full speed pit road lap. I know I've got memories growing up watching NASCAR of all-star qualifying where they would fly down pit lane at full speed, come in and do a pit stop, leave with no pit speed, as we see some action on the racetrack here. I'm looking forward to that, and we might even see some of this tonight. It sounds like if we look at the race details, actually, we've got unlimited fast repairs. Obviously, that's to keep everybody in the game, but also we can have moments like this. It doesn't, you know, end of the night for anybody. So have you guys had a chance to get out there and get wheel to wheel with these cars yet? Because they are a blast.
These are fantastic. A lot of good racing. You know, I think yeah, Tyler he ran with us against Dale Jr. in juniors race, and we just had a heck of a time getting these cars around each other and getting them nice and close and rubbing his racing when it comes to these for sure. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this, especially with those pit road laps. I know how chaotic they get, and that really changes things up.
Well, guys, qualifying is about to start. I will let you guys get to it as far as handling the race and whatnot. Thank you so much for your time and organizing this event and allowing us to take part.
Hey, thank you guys. Definitely at Pitstop TV. Really appreciate it. Freaky Fast, Sim Racing Nation, the guys over at Get Good, and thank you, Derek, for the hype video. Thank you, everybody involved in this. It really means a lot.
Daniel said it.
John's mom as well.
Daniel said it best. Means a lot, and I think this is gonna catch him off guard too. It's open qualifying, so we're in for a treat here as well.
Oh boy, 10 minutes open qualifying. That is what I like to see. Well, guys, best of luck on your side of things. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Andrew. Have a good one.
Thanks, bud.
And so here we go, rather. Cars rolling onto the racetrack. This is going to throw me for a bit of a loop. I was not expecting this. I'm pretty sure when I initially saw the event, I saw 5-minute single car qualifying. This is even better in my opinion. I'm a fan of this. Open qualifying, everybody can go out there and draft and figure out how to run the fastest lap. Well, we're on board with a name that I want to say right away, so I can hopefully get clarification on how to pronounce it. This is Dylan Wielazinski. I think that's how you say it, or at least close. So I believe it's Dylan Wielazinski, or at least close here for Dylan, in I believe what is a kind of a Valvoline Mark Martin lookalike. They're in car 72, so he's rounding on the racetrack right now. And if you don't know, this mini stock has got 5 gears. It's basically a Ford Mustang Fox body on it. That's why you see some Fox body decals out there. It's a cool little car. It's just a lot of fun. It's a dinky little thing. I feel like it's a little bit underpowered from big NASCAR stock cars. I believe a 4-cylinder engine, and I think this version of this car is actually rear-wheel drive, but a lot of mini stocks across the country are front-wheel drive. So we don't really have that oval front-wheel drive car just yet that so many are looking for, but this is still a fun little car. So as everybody gets some lap times in, 10 minutes to set a time. Zach Lovelace is fastest so far as he works through turn 4. This is where the chaos is, oh boy. And Lovelace will have to reset and get a new car. Well, as these guys go around the racetrack, I showed you the race details briefly. Here's another look at it. 170 laps is the distance here tonight. That's 255 miles total, so a pretty long race, but not too long. It's right in the middle. It's a good length. It's going to be a fun one. 100% fuel out there, unlimited tires. These guys don't have to worry about pit stops too much. I mean, they will have to make them, but there's no worry about tire management. Just go out there and have some fun. Fixed setup keeps things close, and of course, we do have full course yellows or cautions active here this evening with 3 green light checkers should we need them, and unlimited fast fixes out there. So this is definitely geared to be a fun race, and I think it's going to be exactly that. We also can take a look at the weather conditions for this race. Not going to matter too terribly much, but 66.1 degrees ambient temp, 68 degree track temp. You can tell it is cloudy, it is foggy, partly cloudy skies, the wind is kicked up, the humidity is cranked. It is a wet North Carolina day, and it's set, interestingly, in May, 8 o'clock in May 15th actually. So I can tell you, I live in North Carolina, not far from the racetrack, and it's definitely not 66 degrees outside right now. I am glad it's not 93% humid, but it's definitely a little cooler than that currently. But regardless, pole time now goes to Maxwell White, it looks like, in car number 9. And again, these guys are drafting. I mean, this is open qualifying. Look at that contact there. The 9 and the 25 get together. The 25 car is going to be Heberly Telemak. That's a new name I've not seen before. So they come together and have to sort that out. Lovelace is down to 2nd place. Derek Tyndall is 3rd. And a lot of times, qualifying times, especially on a racetrack like this for this car, they end up being close. But right now, they're pretty spread apart. You can see the lap times over on the ticker on the left side of the screen, and they are pretty far spread apart right now. A 36.13 for the pole time, a 36.24 for Lovelace in 2nd, 36.34 for Wielazinski in 3rd. And the times keep rolling in. So it's like a 10th or 2 in between positions right now. And they certainly want to change that as we're watching with Derek Tyndall. Here's the onboard with car number 12. So checking out the YouTube chat, I don't personally have a link. I might be able to find one. I might be able to find one. What I know you can do is go to the QR code. I'll tell you what, I will leave you guys with this onboard while I look for a donation link to try and put in the YouTube chat. Otherwise, you can go to the QR code on the screen. If I need to make it bigger, I can. We don't always do donation races, so it's a little bit, we haven't really done a QR code in a while, but I can try and hunt down I've got one. I've got a GoFundMe link. Give me a moment. Crashing here. Tyndall has gone down the order a little bit, as you see the crashing there on the inside. Oh my goodness. This is going to be fun. I'm excited. But that GoFundMe link is now on the YouTube chat, so you can use that to head out and donate if you are able. Your donation will pop up underneath the QR code, and I'll just go ahead and preemptively make those a little bit larger if you sit tight for just a second here, just to make sure that we can see those. I know we're going to have some phone users out there tonight. Nothing wrong with that. Just trying to make it all fit within the broadcast graphics is a little bit challenging. So that QR code is a little larger for you now. Watching James Cochran right now. 3 minutes left in qualifying. I want to go on board actually with this particular camera. This is what we call our driver's eye POV. And this is mounted basically on the front end of the helmet, looking right at the wheel, the dash, everything. This is what the driver would see. So I'm sure Tyler, being a sim racer, is able to kind of confirm to Tatum, in the sim, this is what we see, more or less. I think this is a wider FOV, but this is pretty much what it's like to drive one of these cars on the sim and go wheel to wheel, and it is a crazy, crazy car to drive around Charlotte with. These things are used to going to short tracks like the nearby Hickory Motor Speedway, Concord Speedway when it was still active, all kinds of tracks across the southeast, really the whole country. I mean, even out to places like Kern Raceway, where we're going tomorrow night with the Sarah Impel Motorsports National Tour in our next broadcast here on the channel. These cars typically go to little short tracks like that, not these big NASCAR speedways, as Cochran is going right up the middle here. A little taste of what we're going to see throughout the race tonight. The 22 splits the middle. And this could be a big lap going for Cochran. Let's see what he's got to the line. Trying to go faster than a 36.290, and he will go faster, a 36.225. That's good for 4th position. Now, meanwhile, Zachary Lovelace has gotten a little bit faster. He's now up, well, still 2nd, but he's within a half-tenth, if that makes sense, a half-tenth of Maxwell White for pole position. Avery Miller is currently 3rd. There's the Cookie Monster number 16. It's a fantastic paint scheme as well. I love that. Chips Ahoy, boy, that's fitting. Noah Carter is out there in 6th position with Texas Speed adorning his car. Glenn Bratton in car number 289, 7th place. David South, and of course we'll go through the full, oh, look at that. Dylan Wielazinski, pole position with less than a minute to go. That lap is going to be invalidated. If you're new to iRacing, any car contact or wall contact or off track or anything during a lap will invalidate it. So this lap will now not count for Dylan. He might be able to turn one more. And Wielazinski will pull it down to the pit lane. Let's see, here's White, 2nd place. He had the pole for a while. There's Lovelace in 3rd now, Miller now in 4th. How about a long shot maybe? How about like a, looking down, Trevor Thomas maybe? He is the last car running that I can find that can still set a time. Let's see if he can go faster, get closer to pole. Doesn't really have a draft though, so it might not work out for Thomas. Oh boy, crashing right there at the stripe, but Thomas comes across the line and goes a bit faster actually. He will pick up 1 position on the grid, up to 24th now for car 26, and oh boy, smash him up Derby in turn 1 after qualifying ends. And that's qualifying for you. So a few more seconds left of this session while the qualifying session ends and the race session begins. I want to inform you all of what we have upcoming here at Pit Stop TV. This is a brief look into the future, basically. Tomorrow night, we've got some more short track racing coming to us to end the calendar year in 2025. Of course, we're open to more shows here at the back end of the year. The way the calendar has fallen, it's just a kind of a dead space of a couple of weeks. Regardless, we have Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway on tap tomorrow night with super late models for the Sim Auto Racing Association Impel Motorsports National Tour. That's a mouthful, I know. It is the final race of the season, championship night, super late models on a half mile in Kern County. I'm excited. It's a really cool racetrack. Glad it's on iRacing now, and it's going to be some fantastic. I mean, this is the best group of short track racers on the iRacing.com sim going at it tomorrow night. You've got to make sure you tune in for this. If you like short track racing at all, or are even somewhat interested, this is one to watch, as well as Tuesday, January 6th, when we come back racing with the BRB Sundance Pro Series. They had a great race at California last night. They're back in action at Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. Then, following that up, we have some more Thursday action, but switching up to GT3 cars. So for all of you road guys, this is what you want to tune into. Red Bull Ring kicks off a brand new season of North American Racing League GT3 action, season number 9, coming at you with Pro and Am races separated out into their own separate weeks. More on that later on. A big thank you, of course, goes out to all the partners who have helped out with this event. Again, Texas Speed, Sim Racing Nation, Get Good Racing, Freaky Fast Broadcasting, all helping out to help support this event in some way, shape, or form. All have done varying things to make sure this event could take place. And of course, we are happy to be here as Pit Stop TV this evening. A big thank you quickly goes out to our partners. You can see on the left side of the screen. I don't want to go too deep into this. This is about Tatum here tonight. We do want to get that shown at least on broadcast briefly. So regardless, let's get right into the starting grid. The Lucky Performance starting grid that is on pole. How about Dylan Wheelazinski wheeling onto the front row? I like that. We'll use that a couple more times, I think. Car 72 going to lead us to the green tonight for 170 here at Charlotte. Maxwell White from second place. How about Zachary Lovelace and Avery Miller in row number 2? Back in row 3, James Cochran, and Ronan Suarez. I briefly saw that paint scheme, by the way. It's pretty cool. I like that number 31. Back in row 4, it's Noah Carter and Glenn Bratton. And finally, to complete your top 10, David South and Gavin Duman. Position 11, Bill Sleep in car 65 alongside John Dart. From 13th spot, Travis Dart and Derek Tyndall. 15th spot, Kyle Bassett in the number 8 car. Then it's the 454 of David Gallant. And how about Mark Ponick and David McConnell there in row number 9. Row 10, Axis Experience and Adrian Pantea. Jeremy Pleska in row number 11 alongside Aberly Telemake. And Telemak, I'm not really sure. Hopefully somebody can educate me on that one. Haverly, I don't know. 23rd spot, Richard Smith alongside Sal Nargi. And back in row 13, Trevor Thomas and Brian Johnson. A few more here, Jonathan Burt, Jack Clark, and Dylan Stroud in car number 29, position number 29. Now somebody else is taking over position 29. That's going to be Dylan Wheelazinski. It looks like maybe, this is a last to first challenge for the pole sitter. So the pole sitter taking the reins at the back of the field. That's going to transition things over actually to Zachary Lovelace on the front row alongside Maxwell White. Here we go. Restart zone. And the Thomas 250 is trying to get started here. A couple of cars just disjointed. Hey, 4 wide salute, we're racing. Uh-oh, Bucky's around. That's the number 8 car. That was Kyle Bassett back there. That was certainly one way to get the race started. That was a little bit unorganized, but here we go. The 31 of Suarez already going for it. Lap number 1. Your top 3 are Lovelace, Suarez, and Miller. We're going to have 1 lap complete here this time by, and it has just begun. Suarez to the line. That's lap number 1 for car number 31. Oh, that's a problem. Lovelace down to the apron, and another one down there. That was, actually, had a slight scoring bug there for a second. That was Avery Miller way down on the apron. They sorted it out, and now it's Lovelace and Suarez for the race lead. I'm curious. They have 170 opportunities here tonight. When do we see that very first pit road lap at speed? And the field's already spread out quite a bit. 5 seconds between first and 17th. And a few cars at the back end straggling about. I'd imagine we get a couple of cautions to bunch these guys back up at the very least, but it seems like cautions might be turned off to start, which is probably a good thing considering the way that the race went green there. Three laps complete. Lovelace leading. And these guys are pushing. This is some bump drafting going on. Here's the bumper cam from Lovelace looking back at Avery Miller in the Chips Ahoy Cookie Monster car. How about the other bumper cam looking the other direction? Miller giving him a shove. And I see Freaky Fast out there. I'd imagine that's Robert watching. Robert, if you're still watching, and others, here we go. Pit road lap. Yes, sir. This is cool. And look at that lead change. Miller goes to point. And they all go back up onto the banking. That was pretty cool. Well, for those of you watching that are familiar with the cameras, the onboard camera specifically on iRacing, I'm curious what you would think about that hood camera as opposed to a classic front bumper cam. Just about see through the car, but side by side now for the third spot. This is Noah Carter, Maxwell White. And boy golly, going through the pit lane really strung these guys out. That's cool. I did not expect that. Cross over there, Lovelace to the inside. And so already you're getting a taste of what this race is going to be like for an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. And we will do our typical driver of the day vote. So this is a chance maybe to kind of see what these guys can do now and store this in the memory bank for later, because we're going to do a driver of the day vote and pick a few drivers. I'll pick a few drivers to nominate, and then you guys get to vote on who your driver of the day is here today. It's really for bragging rights, but I tell you, some of these drivers get spirited for it, man. They want to win that. And we're about to put a couple of cars a lap down. That is Jack Clark and Glenn Bratton. Bratton's already 1 lap down. He's about to go a 2nd lap down. And he'll have to play nicely for these leaders as they approach here from behind. Here we go. Lap car middle. And in the wall, Miller and White, they hang on. Never mind, crash at the front of the field. Bratton in the wall. And Avery Miller, I think more importantly, running in the top few spots, has led some laps in the wall hard. Thankfully, rejoins the racetrack without too much calamity. Noah Carter also got a piece. And this leaves it now as a 2-car race out front. Lovelace and White drafting amongst one another. I mean, again, I expect to have plenty of opportunities to bunch this field back up, but for right now, a 2-car race at the front of the field. John Dart, Derek Tyndall are 2nd and 3rd. Lightning McQueen, hello. There's actually a mini stock or a similar car, I forget what class specifically, but a 4-cylinder local race car in the Kingsport, Tennessee area that is done up in Rusty's Lightning McQueen colors, and I think it's even the number 12. It's pretty cool. So this is pretty cool for Derek Tyndall to have this evening. Driver's eye POV, this is what it's like. A little loose, hanging on to it. So I want to clarify, I said earlier, these are 4-cylinders, and they are. They are indeed, as Suarez gets put in the wall there. Tyndall falls back behind Chick Hicks. But I wanted to educate myself a little bit to make sure I had the engine specs right. It's a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that puts out about... Well, actually, it doesn't say the horsepower. Ah, there we go, over 200. iRacing just says over 200, so a little bit nondescript, I suppose, but I gotta say, for a little 4-cylinder, that's definitely a tiny car compared to a big stock car that you might see in the NASCAR Cup Series. About 200 horsepower. These guys are booking it around this racetrack. You saw the speeds and RPMs. Let's see those again. You know, 150 nearly into the corner. Over 6,000 RPMs for an OEM engine. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I say OEM, OEM base. I'm sure they're allowed to do some work to it to install some race parts, but regardless, it's still impressive as there goes Tyndall. Lightning McQueen up and into Thomas the Train Engine. Watch out, that's a big hit. Gavin Dumit also caught up in this, and Derek Tyndall straight to the pit lane. I hear more crashing. Trevor Thomas in trouble. That's the 26 car. Sal Nargi in trouble. Oh boy. Watch out. The leaders are approaching. This is going to be a little scary. There goes Avery. Avery Miller, that is. And the leaders are closing quickly. Uh-oh. Trevor Thomas now in the outside wall. Here comes Lovelace. Yep, there go the leaders. Lovelace and White went right on by. There's the rest of the pack. So this is ultimately the battle for third spot right now. And of course, with a caution, anything can change. We could even have the leaders crash. But for right now, these guys are only fighting for third spot. Everybody wants to win this thing, obviously. Bragging rights on the line of who can win in a mini stock at Charlotte, but bumper cam for Dart, John Dart, give it a shot there to the 83 of Noah Carter. Chick Hicks working the outside lane with help from, that's going to be Ronan Suarez in the 31 car. I love the way these guys can bump draft. Very NASCAR-like of them as, uh-oh, Suarez in trouble. Wow, what a save. Suarez kept it going straight. That was John Dart on the inside that got into him. The Little Tykes, number 93, and they're on the outside. That is the 22 of Cochran. Is that meant to be a Volvo? It is. That's cool. With a Ferrari on the badge on the side. That's cool for Cochran in the 22. Position change. Top spot. Lovelace has been sent to the pit lane, it looks like. I'm waiting to see if race control has notification on this. Is this a pit stop for fuel, or is this maybe a drive-through for being the leader? I'm not sure. Well, looks like a drive-through for Lovelace, and he has gone to 16th position, so can we expect the same soon for Maxwell White? Oh, crashing behind! Oh! Cochran and Moore around on the front stretch. Cars all over the place. Big hit! Oh my goodness. The incident numbers are soaring here on lap 18. David South and Moore. Ronan Suarez. Wilczynski got through it, I think. Maybe not. No, Wilczynski's got damage, ironically, to his left front wheel. Wheelozinski. I need to get the O in there. Not just Wheelzinski, but Wheelozinski. Oh my goodness. Massive crash there. on the front straightaway. Some more trouble. This is Richard Smith. Let's see what happened there on the front straightaway just a couple of moments ago. So watching, hang on, let me find, as there's a caution, go figure. That's the timing for you. So that was Wielazinski into the pit lane briefly. Actually, that's current. Hang on, it didn't go back. Here we go. I wonder if race admins took this into consideration when they threw the caution. Regardless, here is going to be that crash in, I think, one more lap's time. This is kind of to give you some perspective as to how that even happened in the first place. That was pretty massive for it to just be your everyday kind of crash. And the caution has come out as a result of this. Or so it seems at the very least. And so here we go. Down the front stretch this time, we'll see what happened for all of these cars. Lapped car on the inside, that makes them squeeze to the outside, and yep, John Dart read that wrong. Oh my goodness. Chick Hicks couldn't even get through. Massive hit there to the inside, and it wasn't over. Wow. So that's what happened there. Let's come back here under this caution. And Maxwell White is going to be the leader. I don't know the fuel range on these cars, but we do see some pit stops. Daniel McConnell into the pit lane in car number 13. I'm not sure how long they can go. Obviously, you don't want to have to pit much because these are not NASCAR simulated pit crews that can do it in 12 seconds. I mean, this simulates, I mean, you can see the 4-tire stop here for McConnell's more than 20 seconds. This simulates if you had a few guys in flannels going over the wall. It's just a little bit different, right? It's not your NASCAR 4-tire stop in 12 seconds, as I said. Lovelace in the pit lane, Cochran there as well. Dart's getting a lap back, it looks like. Adrian Pantea. Gavin Dumit pitted. Avery Miller getting caught up. So kind of a checkpoint for these guys to settle in. They've run some laps. Reset, mix the field back together. Oh boy, we're still crashing. John Dart back there all over the place. One more, I think, in trouble. I'm not sure who that was. Jack Clark, actually. I might have misnamed John Dart. It might have been this guy. It sure, in fact, was. So here's the 20. He's trying to catch up. He's got a big run. And one car steps out of lineup here, I think, and he smashes into it. Oh, he gets hit. Oh, my goodness. Was that Lightning McQueen at the helm? Oh, my gosh. Under caution, too. Here comes that 12 car. Here's Derek Tyndall. Oh, okay, it wasn't Lightning. The 55 was the one that did the running over. Lightning just happened to be a passerby in that case. Oh my gosh. Well, back up to live picture. Travis Dart has become the race leader. It's all getting out of hand here. We are under caution. As you can see, the iRacing.com official pace truck on the speedway. We might be getting the 1 to green signal this time. Basically, watch the pace truck lights to see if those extinguish.
1 to green. 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 1 to gr
Trying to find the right camera. Well, anyways, pace truck lights are still on. So they're still working on some scoring. Here we go. There's a camera for the pace truck. I'm trying to show off some more. I might not have my actual cameras for the pace truck enabled. I don't think I do. I used to have better ones. Here we go. That's a good one. So these lights, when these lights get shut off, that is the signal to drivers and everybody that we are 1 to green. And then going to go back racing. These caution laps do count, and it looks like they're going for 3 wide restarts. And that has gone south. Oh boy, car up in the air. That was the 27. That briefly went skyward. That's Brian Johnson. Give me just a moment to find that. Yeah, 3 wide restart. I've been notified by race control. So here is Brian Johnson in all of this. I saw Suarez in that 31, kind of left side of the screen right there. Just gets into Lovelace. They make contact, and then watch. These guys have nowhere to go right there. Boom. All right, so I mentioned those pace car lights. The pace car lights have been extinguished. We are going racing. Here's the bumper cam for Travis Dart. He's going to restart outside of this front row. And that's going to send us back green, but look at these guys packed back up. This is how you can tell. These guys are having some fun. I will say this 28 car is getting a little bit ahead of the field here. So I don't think I've ever seen this. I have seen a 3-wide initial start to a race before on iRacing, but I don't think I've ever seen a 3-wide restart on iRacing. This is going to be cool. 3-wide, cars stacked up, row by row by row, about to go back green. Tatum, we hope you feel better. We hope this helps. Into the restart zone. Here we go, back racing in the Thomas 250 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oh boy. And here we go, at the race lead, around go the leaders, up in the air goes car 22, careening, crashing all over the place. And everything has changed. That was apparently a pit road lap right off the restart, right off rip. That's cool. That restart might have gotten a little bit out of hand. Second and third. Gonna be Carter and Bassett. Getting a little scared of each other there. Down to the inside goes Suarez. The battle for second, 1 lap after the restart. They're making contact. Avery Miller's back up here in that Cookie Monster car. Back to the pit lane goes Bassett. I think he's just having some fun. That or, I wonder if it's being treated like a joker, and if these guys don't get the notification right away, they can do it the next lap around. Bassett in the wall. A tip there from Carter. Regardless, this is a bunch of fun. Travis Dart, though, a sitting duck as Bassett gets turned into the outside wall again. These guys are quickly going to approach the 28. They've got draft. He doesn't. Give it some time. Avery Miller saying, me want cookie, and I'm going to push for it. Trying to catch up to that race leader, Travis Dart. Again, a sitting duck. These guys are quickly approaching. And this is still way, way early. This is all kind of a pre-run for these guys. Obviously, they want to fight right now for a position to just be up front, but we're going to have multiple chances for them to get back into it throughout this race. This is kind of a test things out as there we go. They come together right in the back of Dart. Miller heads out to the wall. This is your time to try some moves, see what works. Do a little homework. I know that's what a kid doesn't want to hear about. But do some homework for what's going to work at the end of the race. So when we do get to lap 170, you've got a game plan. Around goes the 93. Massive accident there in turn number 4. Suarez, Miller, and more. Oh my goodness. The field makes it through, mostly. Suarez even continues, although he's got a lot of damage. Ronan Suarez has got tons and tons of damage. They're still crashing in turn 1. It's a game of survival. Let's see that perspective for second place, Noah Carter. I wonder, I'm speaking to the organizers and drivers that are listening here while they race and organize and such. If there's any drivers that would like to talk on the broadcast, have an interview mid-race, I would be so game for that. We can make that happen. If they can just get in the Pit Stop TV Discord, or even, honestly, even if we just made a channel with permissions and such in the SRN Discord, we could make that happen as Carter gets a little out of shape. He had a push from behind. David South caught up. Chick Hicks looking good tonight. That number 2 of South is moving north on the scoring pylon. And, uh-oh, right rear contact. That's going to slow them down. Dart able to get away for a moment. Chick Hicks down to the inside. Carter on the outside, and they're going to pack up behind 4th, 5th, and 6th. White, Gallant, and Pileska. Here they go. Contact aplenty. And through the middle, that's Gallant in the Thomas the Train Engine. Number 454. Carter goes to the back of the train, playing caboose. And there's still a battle behind this. Kyle Bassett has come up at the front of this little group. He is 7th. Bill Sleep is 8th. Gavin Duman is 9th. And Daniel McConnell is 10th. Hey, speaking of the devil, Daniel McConnell's wife is in the YouTube chat. Massive accident, turn 1, hello. And Daniel McConnell has made it through. I cannot say the same for David Gallant or Bill Sleep. But McConnell is now 7th. So, Sabrina, if it just got loud in the house, that was Daniel missing the crash. For the race lead, Travis Dart under pressure. A couple of little tykes on the racetrack ahead. It's the battle for the race lead, front of the field. Travis Dart, Noah Carter, David South, Maxwell White. No pressure behind 4th place. It is a 4-second gap from 4th to 5th. And South is going to take a header to the outside wall. Oh dear, big hit. There goes the 20 up and over. That's Jack Clark, isn't it? And he collects the 24. That's going to be Jeremy Pileski. That was 4th place. Oh my goodness. McConnell makes it through another one. Gains a couple more spots. He's now 5th. As it is now the top 3 at the front of the field. Trying to orchestrate some live interviews during green flag. I want to hear what these guys have to say about these race cars here. We have now separated 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 1st and 2nd are together, though, Dart and Carter. 3rd, though, Maxwell White has lost touch with these guys as they've got the 93 of John Dart helping out. So John is helping Travis. That's what's going on here. John's the 93. Travis is the 28. Some family games. Is that what they call nepotism in racing? Some family games helping out here? And to the pit lane. To the pit lane for everybody. Let's see. Do I have a... Whoa, back on the racetrack. That's scary. And there goes John Dart. So John Dart has been separated now, but the top 2 keep going. That's not too bad. Let's see. Do we see any more hit the pit lane at full speed? And no others. So that was a quick run to the pit lane. I think maybe just for the leaders to do exactly what happened and clear the lapped cars out of the way. I like it. So your top 2 are spread out from everybody else. It is Travis Dart and Noah Carter leading the way. Maxwell White in 3rd, rather. He's seconds back. Kyle Bassett as well. Really, the best battle is going to be here. Haberly Telemock. Again, that name's going to trip me up all day long. That's a 25 car. The black and blue machine on the outside. On the inside is Mark Ponick. Lightning McQueen, Derek Tyndall has shown up. And Daniel McConnell is in this group. Let's go on board with McConnell. So riding on board with McConnell here, 8th place. And these guys are just kind of pack racing right now, trying to get through this thing. I do wonder, I mean, obviously, I think the name of the game is probably going to just be to stay on the lead lap. Stay on the lead lap. Stay as close to the leaders as you can. As Travis Dart has got a problem, he has been sent to the pit lane. And he has towed. Uh-oh. Well, John Dart has taken off, so I wonder if the darts are done. Noah Carter has been left all alone. Oh dear. And there's our next caution. And there's a crash for the leader. Briefly, Noah Carter into the wall. I don't see a mass of cars that are slow, but Access Experience is slow here on the inside. And that's a lot of damage there. I'm trying to set something up in the background. That's why I've gone quiet here for a moment. I'm trying to work on one or two things and get a list of who we can talk to. It sounds like we've got the list, so we'll be able to bring some drivers in here very shortly. So I don't think we have a replay necessarily to show here of this, but Noah Carter is still the race leader. He has got some damage, but he will need to pit. Let's see, who can we dial up then? So Maxwell White is second. Let's see if we can get a hold of him. Gotta search for him. Ah, here we go. I found him. Okay. All right, we'll bring Maxwell White down here. And Maxwell, you've been at the front of the field, I think, for a decent portion of the night here as we bring you into the broadcast booth. A jump scare, I'm sure. But regardless, you've been a lot of fun to watch. You started up front. What's it been like, though, in this mini stock at Charlotte? How fun is this?
It's a very fun combo. It's obviously, as you said, it's been quite scary, just seeing cars just turn up left and right. But it's a lot of fun.
And of course, the accent apparent, and definitely different from mine. How much experience do you have with this car on this kind of racetrack? I mean, this isn't really a normal combo anyways. Typically these cars are on little short tracks, but what's this like? Is it kind of like a dumbed down version of maybe Daytona, for example?
Yeah, it's a slow Daytona, which is really fun. Yeah, it's an interesting combo. That's unusual, but it is fun. It's enjoyable.
And what's it like, I guess, being a big part of this community, right? Sim Racing Nation, to help support this event in the first place and get all of you guys in here. What's it like just being a part of the community, coming out on community night on this Wednesday night and racing with the boys?
Since I joined Sim Racing Nation, they've obviously been quite, welcoming. Right, so, it's been quite nice to join in every now and then. Obviously, it's early in the morning, but, I'm still here, which shows, how nice and whatnot everyone's been. Which, that's always good for a community side of things.
I was going to say, they must be pretty cool in order for you to be up this late, I guess this early, if you will, to do these races. Well, I guess, what have you learned so far from this race in this car? What can you do to try and beat all these other guys?
Just avoid everyone else who spins.
Fair
Not
enough.
much else really to do much.
Fair enough. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to go back green. Last question. Do we like or do we hate the pit road full speed lap? The Joker lap?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Because everyone's sort of all over the place. And obviously braking. Going wide, missing it. So it's interesting.
Anything to mix things up? That's Maxwell White. Congratulations on making it this far into the race without too many problems, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
I think we'll talk to some drivers once we go back green and see what they think of this race so far. Maxwell has clearly had an interesting run to this point. David Self has been credited with the race lead. I don't know if he knows that. Because he has taken off from the pace car. He might be pitting to then come out behind the leaders. I'm not really sure. But he is scored as the leader for now. Avery Miller has gone ahead as well. But the first car in the pacing train is this individual. you know, I consider myself decent at being able to figure out phonetics and figure out names and such, but I'll be honest, I'm a little bit out to lunch here. I don't know if it's a French name or what, really. I'm going with Haberly, I feel like. Telemark. I am not really sure, but I will say, as we figure things out here under this caution, and Chick Hicks pulls kind of a Chick Hicks strategy to take the lead and run away, this is awesome. I love what these guys have done, and a big thank you to all of the organizers for making this happen. I know we're, you know, a small part of this, just kind of, it really, me, kind of sitting back here and just kind of talking about what I see on the racetrack here tonight, but this has been a lot of fun, and we still have a very long ways to go. Compared to what we've seen so far, I think this is maybe a long race for some mini stocks. But ultimately, you know, I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, I've got a young one of my own. You know, he's still toddler age, but he's growing up faster than I can keep up with, for sure. And you know, frankly, if my son was in the hospital, you know, I would love to see this kind of thing. I can only imagine. So if we can put any kind of smile tonight on Tatum's face, and especially Mom and Dad's face too, it's not just Tatum that's going through this experience, you know, that's the goal. So hopefully we've done that so far, Thomas family. We want you to know you're appreciated, you are valued in the sim racing community, and we're all here to stand by your side and do what we can, at least to help out. If nothing else, make today a little better than all the rest, especially in this holiday season. So as we get ready to go back racing, it looks like we're single file still. And I am curious if we're going to go for a 3-wide restart again. David South has gone ahead and stopped, and the leaders are still about a half track back. He's in turn 3. The leaders are in turn 2. So I think that's what the holdup right now is trying to get the leaders back to South to correct the scoring. You know what? These guys who all just pitted, this tire warming might actually matter. Just a little bit, just for the first couple of laps, I'd say. After a couple of laps, you know, the tires are going to be greasy and warmed back up regardless, but to get them up to temperature just a little bit here, the first couple of laps might actually help the cars stick in the draft, because if you've done mini stocks or street stocks or anything like this at Charlotte before, you'll know firing off right away, you just might not have a whole lot of grip to actually stick in the banking. Uh-oh! Not the 20 again. And I'm not exactly sure what time exactly we hit it, but we have reached the $800 goal. And I want to stress, we appreciate that. Everybody putting this event on appreciates that, and I'm sure the family does even more. But I think we can keep going. I think we can shoot for the moon here, at least try to aim for a 4th digit, you know, aim for a comma here. So again, the QR code is on the screen. If I gotta make it bigger, I'll tell you what, like Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights, I do love Fig Newtons, and you know, we can make that decal on the broadcast bigger if we need to, potentially as big as the screen if I need to. So we can size up that QR code if it's having a little bit of trouble on your screens. We can go for the moon there as well, and try to help you guys out to donate. I can go ahead and let's see, I can punch in that link again one more time. That GoFundMe link, we can absolutely punch that back into the YouTube chat and make something happen on that front. And I'll be honest, you know, I've got 4 monitors. I'm kind of just watching the race and scoring mostly, so I haven't noticed personally the different donations, but we do thank you for all of them so far. There certainly have been plenty. As we're going to go for a single file restart, it looks like. This is a little different. And we are going to go back. Green flag racing here. Lap 50 is complete. 120 to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. To the inside. Big hit. I think that's the 55. It is. Oh my goodness. Sal Nargi has had a rough day. And Sal can't even see where he's going. The hood is up. And out front, it's one of several Thomas the Tank Engines. How about Gavin Dumit? Lap 51 complete. And Thomas, the Tank Engine, is a sitting duck. Kyle Bassett, closing in quickly. David South, Derek Tyndall, Daniel McConnell, the rest of the top 5. Here we go. Battle for the race lead. Watch out. So Bassett, the Beaver has taken over. The Bucky's machine out front. I tell you what, something we are toying around with. We literally just started doing as we're down to the pit lane. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Through the pits. What a shot. The Bucky's machine and Chick Hicks back up onto the banking. Well, while these guys run the next lap or two, something we have just started doing here at Pit Stop TV literally last night. We've got our own mascot. We have revived NASCAR on Fox's Digger, and we don't have Digger cams set up just yet for Charlotte. This was a little bit short notice. But I think the spirit remains. Animation pending on our very own Digger. Hopefully we can get the animation done over the winter here and have it ready for 2026. That would of course add to the fun. Those are some of the static perspectives around the racetrack. Back to it though, front of the field, Bassett, South, McConnell. And I know Sabrina McConnell was out there watching just a little bit ago. Here's Daniels on board. He's got to run for the lead. He settles it down behind Bassett here. And you can tell that the tires are protesting when he throws the car down into the banking, especially in that bottom line in dirty air. He doesn't have a whole lot of front grip, and the car wants to slide up the racetrack a little bit. Now he's going to try the outside with clean air as South takes over ahead of Bassett. Big run. Back straightaway. McCall for the lead. They're going to crash. Up and into the air goes Chick Hicks. Lightning McQueen squeezes on by. Derek Tyndall for the race lead. Here we go. And on lap 56, Lightning McQueen, otherwise known as Derek Tyndall, has taken over finally. I think that's deserving of a ka-chow. If we could get all the ka-chows in the YouTube chat, I think that would be fitting for Tyndall taking the race lead. They're getting through the crash, especially with with Chick Hicks in that crash. South now, David South is down on the inside. He has just pitted. He's getting back onto the racetrack. He is 18th. He's still on the lead lap. Kyle Bassett back out of the pit lane now as well, as Will Lozinski goes toe-to-toe now with Tyndall. This is for the top spot. I'll tell you what, if Derek Tyndall is in the SRN Discord, let's go ahead and talk to him. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and talk to Derek here. I'm still learning the lay of the land here in the SRN Discord. Well, let's bring in Lightning McQueen himself, Derek Tyndall. Great paint scheme choice. I know my kiddo is probably enjoying it, and I'm sure Tatum is as well. That was a pretty slick move, though, going by the Wrecking Chick Hicks to get the race lead. What's it like, though, in this mini stock here at Charlotte?
I'm waiting to get sent to the back, but it's ripping left and I want to go right.
I mean, this is kind of a weird combo, right? I mean, this car likes quarter miles, third miles, half-mile tracks. Here we are on a mile and a half, 150 into the corner. I mean, this is pretty crazy.
No, this is absurd. I've already been absolutely punted like 4 times, and now I'm in the front somehow.
And now we've got 110 laps to go. So what's the game plan like? I've said a couple of times, I think really you just need to make sure you're on the lead lap whenever that last caution happens, you know, somewhere around, I don't know, lap 140, 150 or so, and just be there at the end, because anything can happen.
Just gonna rip it and grip it and probably sit in second, but I'm in first, might as well ego race a little.
Fair enough. So what do you typically run on iRacing?
IMSA Series, GTP, usually GT3, any of those, and then Dirt.
Okay.
But IMSA's the big one, and then I'm probably gonna focus on Porsche Cup this time around.
Hey, there's the new Porsche Cup car hitting the sim literally last week. That's pretty cool. Well, Derek, we're going to watch out for you. I might come back and talk to you a little bit, maybe under a caution, and get to know you some more. Best of luck, and honestly, clunch.
We're just going to keep going.
Derek Tyndall fighting for the race lead. Good to check in with him really quick. Let's see, who else can we give a jump scare briefly? As they all come together here on the front straightaway, they keep it together for never mind. Oh no! Oh my gosh. They're not gonna want to talk to me if we start wrecking everybody that I talk to. Well, the leaders continue on. Alright, we talked to Lightning McQueen. And we're going to talk now to the Cookie Monster. Honestly, Avery, I don't recall if your name was on the list, but you got the Cookie Monster paint scheme, so I'm going to submit you to an interview anyways. What's it like out there? Mini stock, Charlotte, 150 into the corner. How white knuckle are you?
You just got to push your way to the front. I'm telling you, that's my strategy till the end of the race, and I'm going to make it work. How's that?
Fair enough. You've got a lap led. You started towards the front. You've been up, down, all around. What's the game plan like to set yourself up to be there in 100 more laps to go for the win?
I put myself in first place every chance I get. And, if that doesn't get me the win, I don't know what will.
And we're doing one right now. Laps down the pit lane. Joker laps. What are these like?
It's not too bad. It's manageable. It's fun. It's something that... It's different. It's awesome.
And I just asked Derek the same kind of question. What do you typically do on iRacing? Because I know Sim Racing Nation and a lot of these, associated groups, you guys don't typically run mini stocks, I'm sure. So what do you typically run on iRacing?
Yeah, this is my first time in the mini stock, believe it or not. Typically, I'm driving sports car. Anything sports car related, I'm in it.
Fair enough. Got to be excited then for the Daytona 24 coming up and everything from there on with the special events in 2026. Avery, we're watching for you. It's been a lot of fun to watch that Cookie Monster go for it. Can you do a Me Want Cookie?
Me Want Cookie.
I love it. Avery, best of luck. We'll be watching for you.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. I can't get enough of that. Oh my goodness. That made me smile. So hopefully that made Tatum smile too. We take these broadcasts seriously, and even tonight still, I'm taking relatively seriously. I don't think I ever thought we would have a Me Want Cookie on Pit Stop TV. That's cool though. That was awesome. We need... Obviously, we don't need more of the reason this race is happening. Again, my heart goes out to Tatum and the whole Thomas family. the circumstances maybe aren't what we want more of, but we need more of these fun races because this is a hoot. Avery Miller, that's got to be a fan favorite, I think, and maybe a lock for driver of the day when we get there. I'll tell you what. You know what we can do? We will give a shameless plug briefly. Something we have done with a couple of other leagues is a best in show contest, and we've got this graphic sitting here. I may as well use it. We've got plenty of time to do it. So between now and lap 120, about 50 more laps, we are going to do a best in show contest. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to lock in a couple of my picks, but I want you guys, I'm going to go through the field here. I want you guys to give me your picks for best in show. And we're going to vote on the best paint scheme, okay? So here's Dylan Wielazinski. Avery Miller is here as well. And I think Avery is probably a lock, but I'll let you guys decide on that one. Jerry Pileska, nothing too crazy, but I do like the drab green. The Hot Wheels, number 9, Maxwell White. My kid has got tons of Hot Wheels. I am sure Tatum does too. That's a classic. Bill Sleep, kind of a classic little... I had the wrong car. Okay, so he's got the blue and the red. It's bright, it's in your face, I'll say that for sure. How about Axis Experience? Emojis going on there on the 96. Not entirely sure what the goal is with that one, but that's okay. Gavin Doomit, Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, that we could just do Thomas the Tank Engine paints in general. There's a few of them. We could just nominate Thomas the Tank Engine, I think, in general. Mark Ponick, Little Tykes. We have a few of those out there as well. I think the same thing. We could just nominate the Little Tykes. Richard Smith, CarQuest Auto Parts, Black and Blue. Would definitely look at home on a short track. Same thing here for Dylan Stroud, the purple and green. Very simple. I like it. Same with the white and black here for Trevor Thomas and Heberly Telemark, honestly, as well. And here we go. This is one that I'm going to lock in. I am... Absolutely. You know what? Luke Schwarting, you've got it down. I'll tell you what, let's have Tatum. I'll give up my picks. So Tatum's gonna pick 2. So Tyler, if you can tell me Tatum's 2 picks here, Tyler's gonna pick 2. I'll forego my picks for this. Tatum's gonna pick 2 as I go through the field here, and I want Chat to pick 2 more. So David South is in Chick Hicks. James Cochran has got the Volvo Ferrari thing going on. Kyle Bassett has got the Buc-ee's logo, and I'd imagine maybe if anybody's here from Texas, that's going to be a favorite, right? Ronan Suarez, I do like this one. Suarez Creations on the side, I think that would be cool, just as a nod to what he's done there with the paint scheme. How about the simple white and blue for Noah Carter? Daniel McConnell, I'm not really sure what the design would be called, but I like it. Texas Speed on the hood, I like it. Sal Nargi, with the Sim Motion colors and a crash there for some leaders. It's not the leaders, so we'll keep going. Okay, so Tatum has chosen, for sure, the Thomas the Tank Engine. So we'll go ahead, let me start typing this up. So we'll lock in Thomas the Tank Engine. There's Sal Nargi on camera. How about Derek Tyndall? Obviously, Lightning McQueen, I think that has to be in consideration. David Gallant, that's another Thomas the Tank Engine. Adrian Pantaya, it doesn't look bad, but it's pretty simple. Glenn Bratton, the Davey Allison paint scheme. Love it. And the Cookie Monster. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and lock in Avery Miller. All right, those are Tatum's picks. So chat, I need you guys to start dropping suggestions. We've seen just about the entire field. Here's a purple Brian Johnson machine. Zachary Lovelace with Voodoo on the side. I do like this. This is really cool. 90s, early 2000s vibes, even 80s vibes. I feel like it's awesome. And then Jack Clark in the Little Tykes number 20. So who we got, chat? Who you guys got? We've gone through the entire field now. The leader is now Paleska. I have no clue how, but chat, I need you guys to give me 2 picks. We have a vote now for the Haviline Davy Allison car. Cookie Monster is already on the list. We've got the Lightning McQueen and the Chick Hicks. We got to consider those guys. All right, so the next 2 votes that we got were for Daniel McConnell's number 13 and for the 289, the Haviline throwback to Davy Allison. And I said chat would be able to choose. Here we go. We got some more. Okay. We got one for the Hot Wheels 7. Or Hot Wheels, no, the 9 rather, Maxwell White. So, okay, we're starting to get there. Bucky's, okay. I'll tell you what, as an avid Cars fan, I am so sad. Lightning McQueen and Chick Hicks have not come up yet. And you know what, chat? I'm sorry. I have to invalidate all of your picks as we have a massive accident on the front straightaway. Maxwell White and the Hot Wheels car to the pit lane. Oh my goodness. They went careening through somebody, T-Bone style. Because... yeah, Mrs. Thomas, otherwise known as Tatum's mom, has shown up. And I'm going to have to say, she has pretty good reasoning here. The Little Tykes car, Tatum used to have a Little Tyke, or so she says. So we're going to go for that. I'm sorry I'm overruling you, chat. And then the other one she mentioned was Lightning McQueen. So you know what? If Mom's a fan of those, I'm a fan of those. And so the Lightning McQueen car was the 12, right? That was... yes, that is going to be crashing now in turn 3. Derek Tyndall, oh my goodness. And there's the caution. We had to keep McLean in the race. I agree. Alright, let me get this vote together. I promise, we'll get to the poll here in just a second. That poll is now live, so go ahead and vote. You've got your options on your screen if you're watching over on YouTube. You can make your selection for Best in Show. That's why we've got the graphic on the screen. Pit stops now for drivers involved in that accident. One of them is going to be this number 12 of Derek Tyndall. Another is going to be the 16 of Avery Miller. With the Cookie Monster machine, hey, Avery, he's a lock. I'm gonna have to put him in for driver of the day. I'm gonna have to make sure I have a pick there because the Miwan Cookie was out of this world. He needs to quit his day job and go work for Sesame Street. But let's see. We also had the Little Tykes and the Thomas the Train engine. So here's one of the Thomas the Train engines. There we go. That's the number 7 of Gavin Dumit. And then we also had the Little Tykes. And I know one of those was the number 20. And that is Jack Clark. So let's see who you got. Those are our nominations for Best in Show here today. Make your pick. And again, you know, I'll extend it now. I said I was going to do to lap 120. I'll do lap 130 now. So completion of lap 130, we will wrap that vote up. So you have 50 laps from now to make your vote as pit stops take place, and we'll get back to some more traditional race coverage. Maxwell White in the number 9 leads, but I suspect there's some damage. And there most certainly is. James Cochran might be okay. And if you're watching the YouTube chat, you can actually see my little one. I'm Andrew the 4th. He's Andrew the 5th. We had to keep it going. But we call him Drew. You can see the YouTube chat. Kayla, my fiance, is saying that Drew went IM speed as he was playing with his cars. And that is the kind of thing we're going for. So I think we need to have SRN, if you're listening, Strovich, you guys, let's use some more of these fun races kind of geared towards the kids, maybe. This has been a bunch of fun. Stroud. Oh, Dylan Stroud. Racing into the lead. I don't know if he realizes he's in the lead now. And he's going to pull off and let the leaders catch back up. So James Cochran, the leader. Let's see, any more pit stops? The answer is yes. James has not pitted in 18 laps. He will come down and pit now. We're going to try and get the field caught back up. Sal Nargi, the first car, 1 lap down. And Sal's going to get a lap back here and get caught back up onto the lead lap. Derek Tyndall will do the same. Trevor Thomas in that queue as well. And Glenn Bratton is a couple laps down trying to get caught back up. Zach Lovelace is now down 3 laps. That's the pole sitter. Well, kind of. The effective pole sitter. Because Will Lazinski went to the rear. So Lovelace effectively started from first. The 5 car trying to get caught back up. He is now 2 laps down. Ryan Johnson's 5 laps down. Oh my goodness. And Jack Clark is 8 laps down. Speaking of Will Lazinski, he went to the rear at the start. He is back up front now. And I have been asked so very kindly to mention, for those of you iRacers looking to continue the fun tonight, while we won't be live for it, the fun does not stop with this Charlotte race in the mini stock. They will be continuing on Sim Racing Nation with their community night. And they'll be taking, let me read the message again. It will be a downhill soapbox derby, which I've done on my own. It is a ton of fun. At Mount Washington with Formula V cars. And that is everything that, yeah, that is perfect. Soapbox derby, Formula V. I would actually love, I'm throwing this in the air. I would love to do a broadcast of that at some point. Tonight, unfortunately, can't happen, but maybe in the future. Get some sign-ups, do some brackets even. I don't know. That'd be cool. As Avery Miller, does the pace car driver have cookies? Hang on. We're going to have some fun here. I gotta ask, Avery, you're inside of the pace truck here. Have you found any cookies in the center console?
I'm looking. I'm smelling too.
Glove box, maybe. I don't know. Pace car driver's hiding them somewhere.
I couldn't find it. He's hiding them somewhere in there.
Well, you cycled out to the lead, more or less. I think Tyndall just went by, and we'll see if he can check up, maybe. But you cycled out to be out front-ish, at the very least, as we get deeper in this race. You've been nominated for Best in Show. So I'm going to give you a chance to plead your...
Show.
Yes, Best in Show.
My.
Plead your case.
Wow.
Why should the Cookie Monster get votes, other than that amazing Me Want Cookie earlier?
The Cookie Monster should get votes because a show is promised if the Cookie Monster gets votes. I will put on a show. If I'm not winning, it'll be a spectacular finish. I will tell you that.
Fair enough. He won my vote, I think. And Lightning McQueen's on the ballot, so that's pretty solid. Well,
that's tough to go against. I can't lie. It's tough to go against.
I think we're going single file restart again. Is that what's happening?
I think so.
Well, best of luck. I gotta wonder. I know these aren't the Jericho transmissions in the big NASCAR stock cars. What's it like actually shifting these things? No sequential, no paddles. I mean, you can paddle shift, I guess, but it's old fashioned for sure.
I'm lucky if I can get it into gear. How's that for an answer? It's a struggle for sure.
Fair enough. Well, one more question for you. What's your favorite kind of cookie? Christmas is around the corner. I mean, we're doing some baking here at my place. What's your favorite kind of cookie? You're the cookie monster. I mean, you got to tell us.
I have to go with the classic chocolate chip.
That's the only right
classic,
answer.
It's the only answer, period.
Fair enough. So Avery Miller prefers the classic, the only right answer, the chocolate chip cookie. So there you have it, kids. The Cookie Monster. He prefers chocolate chip. We'll check back in with you, I think, Avery, at one point before the end of the race. Best of luck out there.
All right, thank you.
Avery Miller, that is a character right there. That is a national treasure. Let's see, who can we dial up? Who else can we dial up? That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see, let's go back to the list that was sent to us. Okay, Kyle Bassett, let's get him. Let's try to track him down. And we'll bring in driver number 8, Kyle Bassett, who's been kind of all over the place. Up front, in the back, all around through the middle. There's crashing behind you, cars flipping over. What's the chaos been like out there for you in that Buc-ee's ride?
It has been absolutely insane up here, my man. There's been a little bit of cheating. There's been a little bit of rubbing his racing. There's been a little bit of door jamming and a little bit of bump and run. But other than that, having a ton of fun out here with you guys.
So it looks like we're going back for a 3-wide restart again. I promise, I'm not going to ask you to do a beaver impression like I asked Avery to do with the Me Want cookie, but I will ask you, what's your favorite thing to get at Buc-ee's, or have you been?
I have been, and let me tell you, I live in California, so I had never been until about a year ago. I was in Texas for a visit, and my buddy was like, oh yeah, you gotta go try this Buc-ee's place, it's so good. I went there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I fell in love with that place. You got the brisket sandwiches, you got the fudge wall, you got the beef jerky wall. What's not to love? I even bought a pair of sunglasses from Buc-ee's that I still use to this day. Buc-ee's is my favorite place to go whenever I'm somewhere in the Midwest.
Fair enough. I'm going to hold you hostage. Actually, we're not going green yet. Anyways, okay, so I got to ask. We got some paint schemes out there, and we've got a Best in Show contest going. Unfortunately, sadly, you didn't get nominated, but that's okay. I think you're still an honorable mention. But some of the paint schemes out there, we got Lightning McQueen, Chick Hicks, Thomas the Tank Engine. What's your favorite out there on the racetrack that you're racing against?
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see these the Little Tykes car come up, I get a little bit scared. For that earns my respect. The Hot Wheels car is pretty great. I think it's got to be the Chick Hicks or the Lightning McQueen. The cars references, while overdone, are still peak.
They're still, they got to happen, right? In a race like this, it's, yeah, got to have it. Well, before we let you go, what's it like to just be a part of this kind of community, Sim Racing Nation, to of course, this is Texas Speed, Sim Racing Nation, so many groups putting this event on to just try to help at least make the day a little better, if not also help towards the medical expenses for Tatum. What's it like to be in this kind of group that can organize this kind of thing so quickly?
That's what this community and all of our communities are all about. Being a part of a community like this means that when something happens to one of us, we can all come together to help each other out. And I love to see it. And honestly, it's making my day, and I hope it's making their day.
And I've been informed via YouTube chat that Arizona is getting a Buc-ee's here soon. I'm in North Carolina. They put one in Virginia recently as we're going to restart in the pit lane. I don't know if you're nearby to Arizona in that area, but maybe you can make a trip here soon. I don't know if that's your part of the state. I know it's a big state. I used to live in California myself. But best of luck as far as the Buc-ee's experiences go. And best of luck on a 4-wide restart. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Kyle Bassett with the 4-wide restart through the pit lane. Oh my goodness. The frame rate took a hit there. I don't know why, but we are back green. Let's get the yellow flag thing out of here. We are back green flag racing. Oh my goodness, the sim is not happy. What's happening here? I don't know. That's how you know we're pushing the limits of what can be done on iRacing.com with mini stocks at Charlotte. The frame rate did not like any bit of that, and it still doesn't. Oh my goodness. That's okay. We're racing here for the top spot. Avery Miller leading. David South in second. And a dive to the inside, a crash there for second place. Dylan Stroud gets on by. They crash behind all over the place. Oh my gosh. I think the frame rate is calming down. I don't think iRacing liked all the black flags for restarting in the pit lane. 3 wide. Oh my gosh. Oh, we had a stutter there. That's okay. Avery Miller leads. We're on lap 89, so here comes lap 90. Best in show, that's going to go through lap 130. And crashing, the 25. Telemarketer. I'm sorry, that was probably offensive, but telemark in the wall. Does somebody know? Haberly? We need to get a pronunciation check on driver 25. Oh my goodness, that's not how you rejoin. Oh man. Telemark in the wall. Haberly, I don't know. Someone needs to educate me on that. Suarez keeps going. Kyle Bassett's up front. And he actually gets past Dylan Stroud. So Bassett, the Bucky Beaver himself, is trying to chase down the Cookie Monster. Will Lazinski is back in the chat. He has showed back up. And Zachary Lovelace has even got back on the lead lap here. He's up front. So we have got ourselves a race once again, ladies and gentlemen. Sal, watch out. That is the 55. Sal Nargi on the inside. He's 3 laps down with some damage. that might be it, MDI. That might be the reason for the crash. I don't know. And look at that, new fast lap from the Hot Wheels machine. He's got some Hot Wheels on that number 9 to go that fast. A 35.792. The number 9 back in the race here as we've got ourselves a pack once again. They took a little while to run single file, get some laps complete. Now the gloves are off once again. Will Lazinski back to 3rd. We are dispatching of that 29. Stroud is headed the wrong direction. And we have a pack here, suddenly, of 11 or so cars right back together. All right, it sounds like Tyler Thomas is going to be joining the broadcast booth here briefly. So we'll get a word from him here shortly. So Tyler, you just hit up the Discord channel, one of the broadcast waiting rooms, whenever you've got a chance. We'll get a chat with you. Look at this shot, though, from the blimp. Turn 1. 4 cars bumping and banging on the inside, bump drafting around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You know, they said SMI was crazy when they turned Atlanta Motor Speedway, now Echo Park Speedway, into a super speedway. They put the banking up to 28 degrees and widened the racetrack a bit. I think narrowed it in the corners, but widened out in the front stretch. They said SMI and Marcus Smith and everybody was crazy for doing it. But the success that we've seen with those races and the success that we're seeing tonight with these mini stocks at Charlotte, oh my goodness, how could you argue against this? Here we go, 3 wide, that's not gonna work, oh! Avery Thomas into the wall, big hit. Kyle Bassett along with him. You never want to be looking at the competition like that. Here we go, race leader. Oh, never mind. Will Lazinski's gone by. This was Noah Carter who had taken the race lead for a moment. They have broken away from the rest of the field. Another big crash out front spreads these bunch out. Oh my gosh, Tyler just sent me a picture. This is awesome to see. A couple of pictures, actually. One of Tatum with his little tank at a year old. And then one of Tatum watching the race now on the hospital big screen. That is pretty cool. Again, you know, I gotta stress, the circumstances are less than ideal. And certainly not what we want. We don't want Tatum in the hospital any longer. Well, I guess there's a caveat there. Of course, we want him to get the treatment and get better and then no longer need the hospital. So there's a little nuance there. But we don't like that Tatum's in the hospital. We don't like that kids are in the hospital in general. But if it's going to happen, we at least like to make, you know, a good night out of it like this. This is awesome. This has been so much fun. You know, if life is going to present itself with some lemons, as they say, and throw these curveballs at us, we may as well at least make lemonade. And I think that's what we're doing here this evening. Is that fair to say? That's an awesome picture, Tyler. I appreciate you sending that to me. Yeah, again, this just feels like we're making some lemonade tonight, and I love that. Sim racing, it's got its purposes in an esports sense, and I love that we have competitive racing here on the channel more often than not. But this is cool to have a night to sit back and just kind of have a fun race and try to help a family out. This is cool. I do apologize, by the way, for the frame rate drops. I don't know what iRacing doesn't like right now, because we don't have that many cars. You know, the computer can handle it theoretically. Certainly, we do more complex broadcasts than this with, you know, 10 cars and big racetracks. But for some reason, it's not happy right now. Here we go, lead change. Wielazinski gets passed up on lap 100. So after starting from the back of the field 100 laps ago, he is top 3 now. And we're about to have just 70 to go. Zachary Lovelace, though, pivoting to the outside. Carter blocks. Oh my gosh, mirror driving, and here we go. Down through the pit lane, at speed, driver's eye POV. This is cool. Bit of a joker lap. That's awesome. Again, to me, that is shades of all-star qualifying here at Charlotte. When the NASCAR Cup Series would do their all-star race at Charlotte. Oh my gosh. Boy, iRacing does not like that. The black flags are really killing the sim. Well, alright, we're getting back to normal racing and scoring here. I don't know what iRacing hates about the black flag situation, but regardless, we have got 6 cars under a blanket. So Carter leads, then it's Lovelace in the 5, Doomit in the 7 on the outside here. That's the Thomas the Tank Engine number 7. Thomas the Tank Engine? Thomas the Tank Engine, my goodness, my words are not exiting correctly this evening, as that's a big move to the outside for Lovelace. That is Wielazinski, though, and now Valvoline 72, that's 4th place. McConnell is 5th, that's the number 13, the geometric design there. And Dylan Stroud, the purple and green Mean Machine in car 29, is 6th. So lead change now, Lovelace back to the point. And here we go, we're going to dial up now. We're waiting on him to get into the broadcast waiting room, but we can bring in Tyler Thomas here. So Tyler, I said a few moments ago, I feel like we're using sim racing here to, instead of just be, you know, a competitive esport thing, make some lemonade out of some lemons. You know, I can only imagine what it's been like the last couple of weeks for you guys as parents, but also for Tatum going through this. I would argue these are some pretty nasty lemons. Are we at least making some sweet lemonade? Oh, well, he's muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
We sure can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's obviously a situation nobody wants to go through, but being a part of, so many great communities that can, come together and do something so unexpected it's incredible. And he's having the time of his life sitting here, just sitting, watching and enjoying, what is, this version of sim racing.
And this version of sim racing certainly has its place, for sure. But what got you into sim racing specifically? I know I joined the sim, back in 2016. The sim is completely different now. It's crazy how quickly it changes. But what got you into sim racing, whatever that was?
Oh, growing up, just enjoying motorsports as a whole, and then getting to see the, Jimmy Broadbents of the world starting to stream endurance racing. And then, over the years, we've got to, race with Jimmy and do different things like that. And then, get my own son into it. He's got my old rig in his room running Forza, stuff like that. It's been a great community to be a part of, and just a hobby that has been, a joy for a really long time.
I recall when I was, even pre-iRacing, just messing around on Forza Motorsport 4 on the Xbox 360. So I definitely got fond memories there. I can relate for sure. Some big moves here at the front of the field. I'll tell you what, we got Tatum's kind of nominations and even Miss Mom's nominations for Best in Show. Which paint schemes do you like out here?
I mean, I'm partial to the 13 that Daniel McConnell's running because I painted that for the Dell Junior event last January. But the Thomas the Tank is that's a good one. Really enjoyed that. But the Cookie Monster voice was top notch. It's gonna be hard to beat Avery for the driver of the day.
That's coming up for sure. So do we want to maybe get a couple of nominations then from Tatum when the time comes for driver of the day? Is that doable?
Oh, absolutely. I'll make sure to throw it in chat.
Sounds good. Well, I don't want to keep you on here for too long. I appreciate everything that SRN and Texas Speed and everybody has done here to make this happen. I'm sure you guys are kind of taking a step back maybe as well. I can only imagine being in your position. I've got one of my own, so I'm thankful that has not happened, but stay strong as, parent to parent here, father to father, and we appreciate you guys for allowing us to do this for you.
We can't thank everybody enough. It means a ton. We're having a blast getting to sit here and watch it, so thank you for stepping up and putting this on, and thank you for everybody who's been a part of it. It really does mean a lot. But then, Andrew, my last thing for you, it is Heberly Telemuk.
Okay, I'm glad we finally got clarification there. I've been all over the place with pronunciation on it. So, Heberly, is that right? Heberly?
Yeah. Yes.
And Telemuk.
Yeah, and you just call him the Orange Blur.
Orange Blur, I got it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Best of luck to all these drivers. I tell you what, if you had a pick though, with 60 to go, who would it be?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm never gonna count out Noah and Zach. I know they're gonna make a run. It's gonna be fun to watch.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. Again, thanks for being here. Thanks for allowing us to do this for you guys, and definitely give our best wishes to Tatum along the way.
Will do. Appreciate you.
That is Tyler Thomas talking to us this evening, and that is Mr. Dad, if you will, of Tatum, who we're here raising money for this evening, and I'm glad we're able to take our time, put it into this good cause. I don't know, maybe some of you mobile viewers, as one is in the wall, that is Daniel McConnell, some of you mobile viewers might not be able to tell as clearly, but the donation total, I'll tell you what, I can go ahead. Let me do it this way. Bear with me just a second. I'm going to make this a bigger graphic for a second here. The donation total. This should be big enough for you mobile viewers for a second, if there are any. I'd imagine there are. There you go. That is where we're at, thanks to GoFundMe and to all of you who have donated here this evening. Thank you so much for doing so. This is huge to be a part of this kind of event. We've done a couple events like this. Earlier this year we were actually the broadcast group for the oh gosh, Sim Racing for the Kids 4, which raises money for sick kids up in Canada. But, you know, this is a more personal experience, I feel like. You know, while that raised, you know, thousands of dollars for Sick Kids Foundation, this is a more personal level. It's a smaller effort, and we're trying to help offset some of the healthcare costs for Tatum's family. And this might even be cooler to have this personal level chat with Tyler there briefly and check in with Tatum every so often, as these guys are now approaching the lap car of Suarez. Trying to go to the inside, passing the grass here from Noah Carter. Hello! That was pretty cool. And these guys are all over McConnell, drifting through the corner. Hang on to it. And he's crashing. Oh my goodness. McConnell around into the outside wall. Well, there you see the total so far. We're trying to bump this up. So if you can, if you are able, and if you're so inclined, of course you certainly don't have to out there, but we ask that you at least consider donating if you're able this evening to the cause to help offset the cost for the Thomas family here this evening as they work to get Tatum on the mend and back on his feet here. What was mentioned earlier basically is that Tatum had a pretty rough case of appendicitis, and it has just complicated from there. You know, I don't want to, it's health information. I don't want to go too far down that, but basically just a lot of complications, and Tatum just needs a hand, and his parents need a hand, so that's what we're going for. So again, if you can donate, we ask that you consider doing so. The QR code, kind of right side of the screen. If you can scan that, awesome. If not, I can drop the donation link one more time. Let me see if I can do that. Here we go. Donation link in the YouTube chat now as well. So you can go ahead and hit that. You can donate to GoFundMe and make sure that you are helping out a fantastic sim racing family. Meanwhile, we are slowly but surely getting to the end of this 170 lapper here this evening. And Will Lazinski is leading, and I want to go ahead and check back in with the number 25 car, because I butchered this guy's name several times. But Heberly I think it was, Heberly Telemuk. I so greatly apologize for all of the butcherings of the letters that make up your name. Appreciate you being here, Heberly, and best of luck as the race goes on. Here's some cars in the wall across the racetrack. It's the leaders, Noah Carter. Oh my goodness. Carter in the wall. Lovelace with him. Oh, Thomas the Tank Engine, watch out. Carter gets back going. Lovelace gets back going. They will each have to pit for repairs. There are unlimited fast fixes, but boy, that is going to be a setback for sure. And actually, no. Carter's going to keep going. Lovelace comes in. No, Lovelace keeps going as well. Okay. I see it. I see you guys. Make sure you stay on the lead lap here. All right. We've got 10 on the lead lap right now. We might be due for a reset and a caution soon. I'm not really sure what race control has in mind there. But I can tell you we're 10 laps away nearly as Suarez gets the 72 loose. Also, hang on, Will Lazinski's out here with some lap cars. There is nobody near him for the lead. He's got a 7.3 second gap. We need to put a target here on Will Lazinski and even the game back out a little bit. 8 seconds ahead nearly of second place Pileska. This is crazy. There's Pileska. And Cochran is third. Oh my goodness, what has gone on here? Well, regardless, we are now coming up on 10 laps away from the best in show vote concluding. You've got 10.5 laps to vote. The options are in the YouTube chat. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, I appreciate you doing so, but it's time to head over to YouTube. Make your vote. Your options again, I'll go back through them. Caution, never mind. Caution is out. I suppose race control must have heard what I said, and happily obliged. because a caution has befallen the Charlotte Motor Speedway once again. So while race control gets these guys caught back up and sets up for some pit stops, let's go through the options for Best in Show. You'll get just a little more time to make your selections if you haven't yet. There's only 17 votes and 19 watching, so hey, even if you're watching on a smart TV, a console, whatever, I know you can get to a smart device near you and place a vote for Best in Show here today. Here's one of your options, driver number 7, Gavin Dumit. He's got a counterpart in the 454. I'll see if I can track him down. Actually, David Gallant is out of the race, so I believe this is the only tank engine left. Thomas the Tank Engine, that is. Gavin Dumit in the number 7 up there for Best in Show. We've also got, let me check the notes again. There's a couple little Tykes paint schemes out there. I believe the 23 is one of them. Yep, Mark Ponick in the 23 is one of them, so we'll put him on the list here. That's the Little Tykes car. And then also Avery Miller in that 16. Of course, we talked about Avery. There's the Cookie Monster number 16, and then as well the number 12 of Derek Tyndall, Lightning McQueen, as he works through the crashing there. Oh boy, I've been informed as to why the 454 is no longer with us. He was removed for careening into the back half of the field under caution, I suppose. It seems anyways. That's what I'm being told anyway. Careening into the back of the field intentionally, and that just sounds like the cars were in the way of the train, like they ignored the crossbars at a railroad crossing, but yeah, we don't want that. It's a fun race, but we want to still have fun racing. I think that's the point there. So, unfortunate, but we carry on. So just a little bit of time left to make your vote, about 8 laps left. Right now, the leader far and away is the Cookie Monster. Okay, but I'm gonna give Derek Tyndall a chance. Let's grab him. Bring him down here for a quick chat. I'm gonna connect back in here, and I'm gonna bring Derek Tyndall, Lightning McQueen, back down for a quick word. So Derek, what we ended up doing with Avery, I don't know if you've heard yet or not, is we brought him in for a quick Me Want Cookie, and thankfully, the word ka-chow is a little more tame. So I'm going to ask you, can you give us your best ka-chow? Because you're up for Best in Show, but you're needing some votes.
I don't know. I kind of want Avery to win it.
Oh, Lightning McQueen
The
wants to finish
Monster's really
second.
good.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, I got to give it to him. It'd be too powerful.
Well, you're at the front of the field right now. Is there a game plan here to the end, or is it just 45 or so laps of just hanging on?
Crash one more time, and then get to the back, then back to the front.
Okay, we got a game plan. Well, I don't know who we're going to assign to watching that to hold you to it, but crash again, go to the back, go to the front. That's Derek Tyndall's plan. Hey, Derek, best of luck the rest of the way.
So far going good, but I mean, I think I've changed position 50 times.
At least. I think that's the game plan, though, for everybody here on 170 laps at Charlotte. We'll move you back up here, Derek. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Yep.
And let's see, who can we dial up quickly? Let me go back up to the list that Strovich sent. And it is going to be, let's see, James. You know what? Let's get James Cochran. Hang on. He's 4th. Let's dial him up. He's not in Best in Show, but he has a vote for me anyways. James, we have got several drivers that we've talked to so far, but we haven't yet talked to the driver of this Volvo Ferrari. What's going on there with the paint scheme?
It does look like a Ferrari emblem, but if you look close, which I'm sure is very easy for you to do, it's actually a moose. It's the racing moose of the Volvo.
Oh my gosh, I should have known. I've seen Randy Popes at the racetrack. I should have known.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
Classic.
goodness. Well, I do love the Volvo paint scheme here. What inspired you to do that? Is it just one on trading paints? You know, what's going on?
It is one on trading paints. I was leafing through it and I saw that and I was like, I can't say no to this. It's too iconic. It looks so good. So, I've had a few Volvos around in my life, so it's a good choice for me.
I fully agree. Volvos are definitely cool little cars. So have you owned a Volvo?
I've had them in my family, yeah. So not me directly, but I've worked and spun wrenches on them, and these brick for mini stocks. It's the closest thing you were going to get to a Volvo in iRacing. So.
Hey, never say never. We could see a Volvo GTP one day. You never know. But
oh my god.
Regardless, this has been a crazy race. Obviously, it's all for a good cause. We'll talk about both of those points, but on the craziness so far, holding the steering wheel, what has it been like? You got a lap led. You've been in probably every position from first to 23rd. What's it been like though behind the wheel?
Yeah, it's been a bit chaotic. You know, trying to figure out who you can trust to push and who you can let push you. It's there's there's a group of people that I'm a little scared of. I'm not gonna lie.
So learning your friends, your enemies, maybe your frenemies out there. But of course, this is all for a good cause. End of the day, you know, this race, the soapbox derby coming up after this, all to just have some fun on a Wednesday night, but also try and give back a little bit to the sim racing community. Of course, trying to prop up the Thomas family right now in their time of need, and especially Tatum's. You know, what's it like to enter one of these events and you know, try to raise money for them?
I think it's just a great cause. You know, to get back into the community. You know, sim racing is fairly niche, but it's a tight community, and I just think doing something as simple as this is a great way to, you know, help out, you know, a fellow sim community member who's a little down on their luck. So, yeah, great idea. I'm glad it came together, and just excited to go back racing here.
And these restarts have been crazy. The runs through the pit lane have been crazier. If you had to pick what kind of restart we get next, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know what the plan is from race control, but if you had to choose, would you have a restart on the track or pit lane? Would it be single file, double file, 3 wide, 4 wide? What would you choose?
I think double file through the pit lane.
Okay, I can respect that. The pit lane notifications, the black flags and stuff, they are killing the sim. I don't know what it's like for you guys. I'm losing frames left and right, but
really?
it's fun regardless. And final question for you. I know you're in the zone, right? You're thinking about the race, but take a step back. Moose or Meese? Which is it?
Meese is hilarious, but it's definitely Moose.
Oh my gosh. It's Meese. It has to be. Mooses, I understand the point with mooses, but it's Meese. Regardless, best of luck. Hopefully we're talking to you later on.
Okay, cheers, man. Thanks.
James Cochran, driver number 22, going for it here. And you know what? That's a good question to everybody out there. Is it mooses or is it Meese? I don't care if it's not proper English. It's Meese, right? It has to be. You got gooses. You don't have gooses. You got geese. I can't be alone. Am I alone? Am I just spewing into the chasm of the internet? I hope not. We've got one car nearly a lap ahead here, so the green flag is going to be delayed. That is Brian Johnson. Mark Ponick is nearly a lap ahead. Trevor Thomas is ahead of the leaders. Telemook is ahead of the leaders. Oh, we're going green. Send it. Green flag. There's Brian Johnson. There's the rest of the field. James Cochran at the point. And one lap will go complete here off of the restart. These guys are still way behind the true leader of Brian Johnson. Oh, Lightning McQueen! Derek Tyndall to the pit lane, crashing now in turn 1. Oh my goodness, up and over goes the 16 of Avery Miller, the Cookie Monster. Lightning McQueen in the same crash on the same lap. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a reset for Avery. Telemook is with the field, and this is the battle for second on back. Oh my gosh, Brian Johnson about to get caught up by the field. Telemook, Paleska, and everybody running him down. You've got 2 laps, a lap and a half. Best in show, get your votes in now. I'll give you just a moment after lap 130 completes to make sure we take into account the time delay between live and when it hits your screen, but you've got to vote. This is your final lap to do it. Get your vote in now, YouTube chat. Who do you have for best in show? Nobody has voted for the Little Tykes yet. And realistically, Avery Miller has got a 21% lead. Crash, Telemook around. Avery Miller was just flipped over on his lid, but it might be enough for best in show. Let's see. Who's going to win the best in show vote today? This is the final lap. 40 to go. I'll give you guys 1 extra lap to account for the delay. But you've got to make your vote now. One more time around. They're crashing. Lovelace onto the apron. Was that a save? It was. Never mind. It was a save again. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thomas the Tank Engine might not be first in the best in show vote, but wants to be first on the racetrack. Cochran has taken over. Doomit in third. All right, that's it. Best in show vote. It's over. I can't stop it now. He said he wants cookies. But the chocolate chip fiend himself, the Cookie Monster, Avery Miller, will win today's best in show vote. He doesn't get anything that I know of. But bragging rights at the very least that he picked the right paint scheme on Trading Paints earlier today. That is awesome. And you know what? He deserves it for the impression he gave us a little while ago. So Avery Miller will take today's best in show vote. At the front of the field, hitting some lap traffic now are the leaders. The top 3 are mostly together. Off of turn number 2. Cochran down behind the red and white 14. Abigail, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's really cool. If you're not checking out YouTube chat, Tatum just said, and this is the quote from her, from Mom's YouTube comment. This is really cool. I really like it. People are just so nice. You know, we're obviously not going to go down that rabbit hole of politics and such in this kind of broadcast, but what I will say is when the world is crazy, I think that's fair to say, the world is crazy these days. I think everybody can agree there. The world is crazy. In all of that, to be able to sit down and have a sim race for fun here, and we got pit stops. Do these guys need fuel? What's going on here? Okay. Well, they pitted. I'm not really sure why. They didn't take any service. But regardless, in all the crazy of the world, right? We can sit down and have a heartwarming night. And, you know, Tatum, the whole world is ahead of you still. Those are some awesome words to hear from a 10-year-old. To just hear to know that a 10-year-old, you know, can see that the nicest of the world right now. That is awesome. The sim racing community, best out there. Gaming communities in general are awesome, but I love the sim racing community. What we've done, not just in tonight's event, but you know, several events across the year, each year, sim racing for kids, etc. You know, it's awesome. That just made me so happy. Aha! There was a drive-through for the top 3. Race control coming in clutch. A drive-through for the top 3. And that flips the race around big time, because now it is Daniel McConnell out front in car 13, and Tatum's dad apparently painted this paint scheme. It's leading here at Charlotte. Oh yeah, there we go. It's got the Junior Motorsports Driven to Drive 400, or Driven to Give, I think is what it says. I can't tell. Yeah, Driven to Give 400 on the back of that car. There you go. This is the onboard with Kyle Bassett. And I'll try not to get too sentimental tonight. I love Christmas. It's a week and a day away. And, you know, I'm a big Christmas guy. I enjoy the holidays, but this is just cool. This is definitely well needed for all of us, I think, to just have a wholesome event like this tonight. I think I've said that a lot, so we'll bring the reins back in. We've got about 30 laps to go. So I'll tell you what, Tatum, I know you're watching. Start thinking about who you want to select for driver of the day. We can make 4 selections, 4. And I'll tell you what, I'll just give you the floor, Tatum. We've been watching this race, watching the whole thing. You could just pick whoever 4 you want to choose. Now, I will try to help you out a little bit. What we typically do in broadcasting these races, whatever race it is across the sim, all the different leagues we cover, special events and such, I've got one little tool I like to use, and it's going to be a little bit small for the hospital TV, but this is a positions gained. And of course, this is a crazy race. Anything can happen. This can all change. But right now, what I look at, if I'm making a selection, is the positions gained. And at the moment, McConnell is up 17. And you can see this on the ticker if you're watching, well, if you're listening to my voice, you're watching. But if you have it on a different monitor in the background or something, you can tune in for a second and see who has gained all these positions. McConnell has gained 17 spots. He's leading. Bassett has gained 13, but Smith in third. Richard Smith has gained 20 spots. Dylan Stroud started from 29th and is 5th. That's 24 positions. That's awesome. In a race this crazy, that's actually kind of hard to do. 18 spots for Trevor Thomas in the 26 car. He is 7th currently. 18 spots as well for Jack Clark, who, several times earlier, we saw him crashing in the background of cautions many laps down, and Jack is now on the lead lap, one of just 11 drivers on the lead lap right now with 30 laps to go. 10th place, 18 spots gained. So these are the things that I would consider. I'm not telling you how to do your job, Tatum. You're part of the broadcast team today. But if I was sitting here looking at, driver of the day nominations, these are the things I would look at typically. So positions gained. That's typically, we try to see who's gained a lot of spots in the racetrack, and that's how that number breaks down so far. And we can also do, we can look at laps led. I mean, 20 for Zach Lovelace. That's insane. 20 for Zach Lovelace. That's cool. Lead change there. Bassett takes back over. The lap car is the number 14 of Adrian Pantea. He's 3 laps down. But 20 laps led for Lovelace, who sits in 9th. So maybe that's one to consider for driver of the day, because he's led a bunch, Wielazinski is towards the back right now, but has led some 23 laps during this race. So he's one to consider, I would say. And let's see, who else? I saw 12 there for Avery Miller. 12 laps led for Avery Miller, Cookie Monster. So those are drivers maybe are, you know, wherever on the racetrack, but have led a lot of laps. So yeah, I would say those are some numbers to look at as the lead battle has split up. Daniel McConnell has lost some time here to Kyle Bassett. So as we start to think about driver of the day vote, everything's all over. And I'm sure we have a caution brewing. Race Control, I know you're listening. I'm not saying we need one yet. I would say, though, maybe start to get a little strategic about this next caution, maybe the final caution of the night. And hey, I'll tell you what, as we start to wind this one down, we get towards the end of it, I don't want to get too sappy, too sentimental. SRN, Texas Speed, everybody doing this event, thank you so much for having us here. This has been a pleasure. You know, typically we have, you know, a broadcast team with 2 or 3 guys up in the booth. It's me tonight, but I am so glad I'm here. I am so glad my Wednesday evening, genuinely, this week, this December 17th, I'm so glad that I'm doing this. And just here for the vibes, enjoying this race, having a good time, laughing about what's going on, and thank you for giving me this chance to do so. Obviously, there's a couple of things we ask, and the only thing... Oh, there we go, we have driver of the day picks. I will log that in a second. Thank you, Tyler. Give me 1 second. I have a soapbox really quick. We ask 2 things of you. Well, I'm going to ask 2 things of you. Of course, we're going to ask you, if you can donate, we certainly ask you to consider doing so. The total... Hang on, I took it off my screen. I need to bring it back up. The total is... It's above the goal. Well, the goal has been changed. Okay. Hey, that works. Let me find the link I had again to just view it a little larger on my screen. Regardless, we have knocked the socks off of this. So we're at 930 of a goal now of 1,400. Our goal initially was $800, and I think we can still knock this goal down. I think we can still knock it out of the park. Maybe not necessarily live on this broadcast, but, you know, in the hours that follow, I think we can certainly knock that goal down. So again, we ask if you are able, at least consider here this evening to help out a sim racing family in need of just a little pick-me-up. Again, some lemonade out of the lemons they've been dealt. Tatum's in the hospital, a severe case of appendicitis. And we're just trying to help give it back a little bit to a sim racing family that deserves it. And I'm going to say, now that we've kind of broken the ice here with SRM and Texas Speed and everybody here, I think we can do this more. Maybe we can find other sim racing families that just need a pick-me-up and need a little bit of help. The world is crazy, everything's expensive. Maybe we can help some more families out. So I'm going to say, if you want to see more of these, if you want to see this happen more, I'm going to ask one small task of everybody watching this evening. If you can follow us on social media, this is not just for the follows. I have a plan here. I think we can do this more. I think we can give back to some more families, and I think Sim Racing Nation can do it. So I think Strovich, Sim Racing Nation, you know, we can collectively do something here. You can follow our platforms, but you can also follow Sim Racing Nation, and I think that can help us. You can tell us maybe who would need it. Maybe we can do more of these. I'm going to put that in the air, leave that there. That's our platforms. I don't want to, not you're begging, so I'm not going to leave it up for too long, but I think we can do more of this. Maybe it's just giving me the itch, I don't know, but I think we can do more of this and just help more people out. It's 2025, nearly 2026, and I think we can do it. So that's all I'm asking. 20 laps to go. The race is going to be crazy. I think we've got a caution coming. And while we watch these guys, I'm going to go ahead and get that driver of the day up. So one of the driver of the day's nominations from Tatum is on your screen. That's the 29 of Stroud. Dylan Stroud started 29th. And our honorary broadcast member of the day, Tatum, has made an amazing selection there with Dylan. Started in the back, is now up 28 spots. Has even led some laps. That's cool for Dylan Stroud to have started at the very back of this field and worked his way up. Also on that list, the 5 of Lovelace, Zachary Lovelace, who was about a straightaway back, has led 20 laps, a bunch of laps, effectively started first. Also on that list is Will Lazinski, the actual pole sitter from today. I believe the most laps led as well. Let me make sure I'm spelling the last name right. And there's the caution. I told you it was coming. And then, of course, Avery Miller on that list as well. So, I will get that vote up. I am so sorry. I forgot I left that up. You are totally right. There we go. I'll go back through those. I have to have the browser source for the donation bar up on a different screen. It's complicated. Anyways, the driver of the day vote has just gone live. Let me go back through those now that I messed that up. So Avery Miller is on the list. You can see the vote now on YouTube chat. But Avery Miller, you've also got the... Let me go back through this. The 5, Zachary Lovelace. The 72, AC Lovelace has led 20 laps, started 3rd, currently 6th. Dylan Wielozinski, though, 23 laps led after starting 1st, but really started from the rear of the field, took the EOL there at the start, and has still led 23 laps. And then as well, Dylan Stroud, who started at the very back of the field as well, and has led 3. So those are your options today for driver of the day. And I will say, driver of the day is typically a sponsored segment with the North American Racing League, and that still applies to a degree here. So I want to give them their just little moment in the sun here. Zachary Lovelace, currently the leader of the driver of the day vote. Still a lot of time to vote. This will run through the completion of driver interviews. So plenty of time here to vote for driver of the day. Go ahead and get your votes in now, though. Or anytime soon, I suppose. Anytime between now and the end of driver interviews. But Lovely is currently the leader. We'll see how that changes as the race goes on. Daniel McConnell leading the way at the moment. Under caution. We're going to have a complete reset in just about 10 laps to settle this. Of course, we're trying to get cars back on the lead lap. Oh, Bassett, Kyle Bassett, slow down. You have just passed go when you should not have. So Bassett need to check up, and okay, he's pitting. That'll do it. McConnell's catching back up, and the other car has checked up as well. So we are getting things back under control, I'd say. And let's see, who can we talk to real quick before we go back green? I think we're going to be green to the end. So let's see, who can we pick up and chat with? Let me get back up to that list from Strovich earlier. Who have we not spoken with? Oh my gosh, I've completely lost track of of one driver. That'd be the number 2, Chick Hicks. We've spoken to Lightning McQueen. Can we speak with David South? I'll move David straight down here. David, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to redo your screen share. But David, you're Chick Hicks tonight, cosplaying a little bit. Number 2, how has it been out there? I mean, this has been a crazy couple hours of racing. The mini stock, Charlotte, I mean, the street stock was already a crazy combo. Throw the mini stock around here, it's even crazier. Have you enjoyed it, though?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like, coming into this, my whole goal was to just kind of embrace the chaos, hence the livery. And I've been cosplaying a little bit. Just see. Sorry.
Yeah,
As
so
you can see,
you're trying to find your spot in line here.
rightfully first. But yeah, just mostly just coming in here to embrace the chaos, especially with a bunch of the guys in the SRN group that we're in. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
And yeah, I don't know how many previous stabs have been taken and doing this kind of fun race to help those out in need from SRN before, but I think this might be the start of something larger with Sim Racing Nation. And what's it like from your perspective to be a part of this community who is now taking this evening to give back to part of our community that's in need?
It's really great. I joined them as part of their esports. Really just trying to get more competitive, but like doing their community nights and then doing like a lot of this fun, especially for charity, is really great. It's honestly like 90% of the fun of being in this group is less the esports side and more the just like the charity races, the fun community races. It's all great.
And of course, this has been a crazy race to this point. I think you've all had a chance, though, to work on some moves. Slice and dice through the field, learn what works and what doesn't. Have you learned anything for these final 10 laps or so?
Cut the apron on the front straight. That's really it.
That's a pretty Chick Hicks answer. So we've been asked by Luke Schwarting. I don't know if you know him or if he's just a YouTube viewer, but he has asked if you can give us like a chigga.
Sure. Chigga.
I think that'll do. We appreciate it. It's been a fun night trying to make a kid's night better, and we appreciate your time here, David. I'm sorry for ruining your screen share. Hopefully you can get it set back up. Best of luck.
Nah, it's good.
That's David South, car number 2, Chick Hicks out there. We might have a moment where we can try to get one more. Yep, caution has been extended. So let's see, who can we dial up? Tell you what, I see one. I see a contender for it. Let's dial up Dylan Stroud here, driver number 29, who has led a handful of laps. And Dylan, you started very back of the field. I don't think you got a qualifying lap in. What was going on there in qualifying?
Well, to be honest, I only joined with like 2 minutes left of qualifying to go, so I just sat out and went for it. Honestly, I'm Australian, bro. I don't know how to drive left. I do the funny circles, not the left-hand circles.
Hey, there's some ovals down in Australia. A couple of dirt ovals for sure, and I think even a pavement oval or two, but that's okay. This mini stock, it's a crazy little car, 4-cylinder, a little over 200 horsepower. What's it like stepping into a car that, isn't just this massive American boat? It's maybe a little more like you would see across the rest of the world.
Man, it's been mad fun. Honestly, this is probably some of the cleanest oval racing I've actually had. Even though it's just meant to be for fun and people are meant to be, doing wild stuff, it's been very, very clean compared to what I'm used to.
And as we get ready... oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, Anne, it's a little buzzbox, to be honest.
That's a lot of fun. These things sound crazy. They are crazy. They're a lot of fun, even when you're going slow. But you've been nominated today by Tatum, who we're raising this money for, by Tatum, for Driver of the Day. And, it's a vote in YouTube right now. You're going from the back to the front. Anybody watching over on YouTube, or even on Facebook or Twitch, if they want to switch over to YouTube to vote, anybody can vote for you. Make your case. Basically campaign really quick. Why should somebody vote for Dylan Stroud for driver of the day?
Mate, I'm the Thunder from Down Under. Got no idea how to take left-hand turns fast, but here I am from last to first. Well, hopefully first. We got a shootout coming on the way, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I don't know what else, man. Just I'm here having fun. If people vote for me, people vote for me. I don't mind. But thank you very much for the nomination.
Absolutely. Dylan Stroud might be a little more at home at Mount Panorama or Adelaide or Winton or who knows where, but Dylan, thank you for your time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. You have a good one.
Dylan Stroud just going for it this evening. The Thunder from Down Under, ready to go after it on this restart. It'll be a 10-lap shootout. Everybody, aside from maybe Tatum, maybe take it easy. Maybe don't get on the edge of your seat. Everybody on the edge of your seat, though. 10 laps to go. Charlotte Motor Speedway mini stock. Screen flag is back in the air. The frames are going crazy. The mini stocks are too. Green flag. Oh my gosh, the sound of these cars flying through the gears, the power band. Insane. We're used to hearing big NASCAR stock cars fly past these cameras. Big V8s. Look at that. Chick kicks down through the grass, passing the grass. Driver number 2, Dylan, or what was it, David South? Yeah, David South. I'm getting them all mixed up. Look at that. Tillamook, though, leading on this restart. 9 laps to go. Who's going to get it done? Tillamook, Bassett, Wielazinski, McConnell, and South, your top 5. Carter, White, Stroud, Lovelace, and Cochran, the top 10. Anything can happen. It's a run to the checkers. What a save! Chick Hicks, are you kidding me? You know, we've got it. We typically do a lucky performance, lucky break of the day. That was it. Oh my gosh. He's still in it. He can drive back through it. David South, are you kidding me? Uh-oh, crashing ahead. Let's see. Race avoidance or wreck avoidance right here. Get through it. There's some more. They're crashing still. All right, battle for the lead. It's getting going again. Off of turn 4, your top 4 under a blanket. 7 laps to go this time by. We've got tandem drafting. Welcome back, NASCAR from 2008 and 2009. Couple of tandems up front. Now they're going 3 wide. McConnell caught in the middle. Tillamook down low. Bassett up top. And you see the chaos behind as they're all trying to catch up. Avery Miller, he's back in this. Here's the onboard. He's 5th. Oh, he is so in this. He's got a shot. He's going to go outside. Now inside. Stroud backed off. Miller, he's chasing that cookie. Chocolate chips on his mind. He's down low on the apron. Bullying Wielazinski back up. Oh, watch out. That's contact. Bassett, hang on. Yes, sir. Now for the lead. Miller turns to Tillamook. They crash. Oh, my gosh. Are we going to need a green-white checker today? Oh, my gosh. Stroud. Oh, my. Oh, boy. I hope nobody in that had a direct drive wheel. That would have hurt. Oh, they're still crashing. Race control, we might need a green-white checkered. That was pretty crazy. We're still racing, 5 to go. Are we gonna go green? Are we gonna have a green-white checkered? They're crashing again. Paleska, White. Side by side though for the top spot. 4 laps to go. Avery Miller, the Cookie Monster, racing with the Beaver out of California. Caution is out. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. We're going to give it another go. Gonna re-rack them, restack them, and try this over again. Full field invert, that would be fantastic, MDI. I support that. Mix it up, why not? The black flags and the flag statuses from iRacing are hitting the frames hard. This is a good test, though, of what iRacing can handle when it comes to black flags being cleared. I'll tell you what, I have the chance here to donate. The donations have been shut off as far as... they have not been shut off for the GoFundMe, but you can't affect the race now with donations. So you can still donate to the cause, obviously. I'm sure that'll stay live for a while. Which, by the way, we're up to $930. $930. Race Control letting me know that caution was brought to you by me. Oh my goodness. We call that the fun flag. The let's cause some chaos flag. A couple of cars pitting. That was going to be Zachary Lovelace, actually, and one other. Looks like Daniel McConnell. McConnell's had a lot of damage for a while. So McConnell gets a fast fix, heads back out. Lovelace will head back out as well, presumably for a fast fix there as well. And who is going to be at the front? It's going to be Kyle Bassett, unless Race Control pulls a fast one. Unless Race Control gets creative and pulls a fast one, Kyle Bassett going to have the lead. And this is going to send us into MX Wraps overtime. And so what that means, if you're new to green-white checkered finishes on the sim, and it sounds like a lot of you guys from SRN actually might be road racers by nature, so maybe you are new to this procedure. What iRacing does for the green-white checkered is pretty much the same as what NASCAR does. So if you watch a NASCAR race, it's the same general idea. 2 laps. It's overtime. 2 laps have been added to the race, or as many are needed, I guess, to facilitate the caution and get us restarted. But 2 laps, green lap and a white lap, and then checkered will end it. So the green lap is the restart, right? We come back to the green, we race around. If we make it back to the white lap, if we make it back to the white flag, the race will then be official. But if we happen to get a caution before we reach that white flag, we restart again. We set them back up, we try it over again. So if the green lap is not completed, we restart again. We have 3 attempts at this, 3 total attempts. After all attempts are used, a caution can end the race if that caution were to come out during the green lap. So hopefully that makes sense. I think Race Control might just let these guys go, but should we end up using the other attempts, we can technically end it under caution. We don't want that. We don't want that. I'm sure Race Control won't do that to us tonight. We've seen some pretty crazy finishes on these 1.5 miles in NASCAR, of course. There was a phrase for a little while, one of these fantastic Atlanta finishes. But that's Atlanta. This is Charlotte. Charlotte's had some crazy finishes. The BRB Racing League that we cover on Tuesdays, they recently were here at Charlotte. They had a photo finish, crashing to the line. If that's any indicator, you guys are in for a show. So here we go. Let's get the scoring pylon back up. We're going to have 2 laps. Overtime rules bottom right if you need them. 2 laps, green lap, white lap, then checkered. At the front, it's Bassett and Miller, then South and Cochran and Carter, top 5. Then Stroud, Ponick, Smith, Sleep, and Tyndall. Green flag is in the air. We are racing once again. 2 laps. Who can do it here at Charlotte? The Thomas 250 comes down to these final couple of laps on this restart. One in the wall. That's Cochran. He keeps going. Mostly single file. It's not as crazy as I thought it would be. We're coming around to the white flag. One more time around Charlotte Motor Speedway. White flag, 1 to go. Brought to you by Whiplash Simcams. Kyle Bassett, Avery Miller. Mano y mano at the front of the field. Chick Hicks is looming. Noah Carter, the Little Tyke. Mark Ponick in 5th. Setting up for one final run. Cookie Monster, what can he do? He's looking high, trying to get a run. Is Bassett a sitting duck, or can he get back to the stripe? A run back to the checkers now. Kyle Bassett, maybe not. I think Miller has won it. Oh my goodness. 2 1,000ths of a second. The Cookie Monster, Avery Miller, has just won the Thomas 250 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Can you believe it? 2 1,000ths of a second. Ladies and gentlemen, how is that for a fantastic finish? He's so beside himself, he's not even going to celebrate. Let's go back and look at that. That was incredible. This is that run down to the stripe. This is what it looked like from his onboard, but then right there, oh my gosh. I can't believe it. From the fan cam. We love the fan cam here. Chick Hicks took a big blow there at the end. From the fan cam, this is what it looked like if you were a fan of the stands at Charlotte. Slow-mo down to the line, 2 1,000ths of a second. That's a classic finish, if I've ever seen one. Instant classic. Unbelievable. That could not have been closer. Slow-mo, there's the contact pass in the grass from Avery Miller to win it. And that's what it looked like at the line. I got one more angle. I'm saving it up. I got a couple of special, maybe not special, but a couple of really cool angles to show. So let's use them now. This is the battle to the line. This is incredible. I cannot get enough of this. Avery Miller just turned left. He just got there. He got the run, turned left through the grass. That's real time. Let's back it up. Slow-mo. Incredible run to the line. 2 1,000ths of a second. Let's back it up one more time. Check this out. We got some cameras down in pit lane that we're going to use. There you see the turn left. Right down here across the stripe. You see over the rumble strips that the Roval uses, Avery Miller by an inch. By an inch. Oh my gosh. And there's the line right there. And I can do you one better. There's the angle from the start-finish line. Oh my gosh. Let me head back over to the proper Discord as I've been informed. Let's slow this down really quick. One more look. Slow-mo across the line. There they go. That's how close it was at quarter speed. That's incredible. Well, let's go back. Let's get on with the broadcast here. Let's go back and take a look at the unofficial race results, and we'll talk to some drivers and settle down driver of the day. In amazing, incredible, unbelievable fashion, it is going to be Avery Miller, of course, to the stripe first, as we saw Kyle Bassett second. 2 1,000ths of a second separate them. Let me get the QR code moved briefly. See, that's overlapping. Well, I think it's good enough. It's a special race. We'll leave it there. Noah Carter third. We'll talk to the top three. James Cochran fourth. Mark Ponik fifth. Richard Smith. Adrian Pantea. I don't know where he came from. He was laps down all race long. Cool to see a top 10 there for Adrian. Jeremy Pileska in eighth. Access Experience. Trevor Thomas, your top 10. Let's meet the rest of the field briefly. David South. Chick Hicks, slow across the line in 11th after the crash. Brian Johnson. Dylan Wielazinski. Heberly Tillamook, and 3 more on the lead lap. Those are Glenn Bratton, Zachary Lovelace, and Maxwell White. Gavin Doomit, Bill Sleep, and Derek Tyndall all 1 lap down. That includes Derek Tyndall, the one, the only Lightning McQueen. Back in 21st, it's Dylan Stroud, a lap down. Daniel McConnell there as well. Jack Clark, Ronan Suarez, multiple laps down. And from Suarez on down, none of these guys finished. Those are Suarez, Nargi, Gallant, Dart, and Burt. I think Burt was actually a race controller. That's okay. Here we go. Let's bring in our race winner, the Cookie Monster. I gotta ask, did you find that cookie?
I did. That last pit stop, I came in. I asked the pit crew. I was like, guys, I need a cookie here to get me to the end. And sure enough, they gave it to me. And look where I finished. You know what I mean?
By the width of a singular chocolate chip across the line. Incredible stuff. I mean, as you're setting up from turn 3, what's the game plan in your mind trying to make that move?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Kyle's my buddy. We were talking the whole time, but when it really came down to it, I was going to wreck him for the win. Thankfully, he gave it to me clean. So, I just set myself up for a great exit, got the run. Put a little tires in the grass, but we made it work, and it was a good finish. It was a good, clean finish.
A good, clean finish. A classic finish for sure. I gotta ask, was this worth the hours of your time? And, obviously it was worth it for raising the money for the Thomas family, but did this meet your expectations, I guess?
Oh, 100%. Not only is it for a great cause, but it gave me so much laughter, so many great memories. And not a better way to spend my night tonight.
Avery, it's good to talk to you once again. Congratulations. You got this one. Maybe we'll do some more of these with SRN and Texas Speed. Who knows? But congrats, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot.
That is the Cookie Monster himself. In the running for driver of the day. We'll talk to position number 2, though. That's going to be Kyle Bassett. And we spoke to Kyle earlier, but man, 1 spot short, 2 1,000ths of a second, 1 beaver nugget shy of a win here at Charlotte. Can you believe it?
So close. It was about 1 beaver nuggets width. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought for a moment there that I had it in the bag. But it was unfortunate, but great win from Avery. Avery actually is one of our top drivers for SRN Esports, so I got to hand it to him. He pulled it out there at the end.
And of course, this is all for a cause. But as far as the race, I asked Avery the same question. Did this meet your expectations? Many stocks, Charlotte, 170 laps?
This exceeded my expectations. I came into this not really expecting much, and this was an absolute blast. Great broadcast from you. Great race control from the 2 guys, Matt and I forget the other guy's name already. But yeah, there's an absolute blast. Hope to do this again soon. But I hope also we were able to help out with a dear friend.
It sounds like Tatum loved the whole show, so I think that's a success there. So. It sounds like at least the Thomas family is from Texas, or at least nearby to Texas, affiliated with Texas Speed. So I'm sure they've been to a few Buc-ee's in their time. You've been to Buc-ee's, and
I have. Yeah.
There was somebody who mentioned this line earlier. It brought back memories. When you walk into a Buc-ee's, if you've been there you go there for the first time, I think you might sometimes be jump scared when the brisket master yells, "Brisket on the fresh brisket."
On the board.
Yes.
Yep.
One more time.
Oh yeah, brisket on the board.
Thank you. We needed that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I
Kyle,
got you.
Kyle Basket. I'm sorry. Kyle Bassett. Brisket, Basket. I don't know. Kyle Bassett.
Brisket. That's me. Kyle Brisket.
Kyle Brisket. There you go. Man of the people. 19 laps led. P2 at the end of the night. Congratulations and thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Kyle Bassett with a second place finish here tonight. Let's bring in Noah Carter, though. Noah Carter, we didn't talk to him at all through the balance of the race, but Noah, we saw your car a lot tonight. You were up front a lot, 8 laps led, but always kind of in that second or third position. What was it like from your point of view?
Well, the reason I wasn't in the lead is because my teammate Zach got screwed over by one of those little spin the wheel things early, so I decided from then on I didn't want to lead a lap. So that was my goal. But yeah, just was having a blast. I mean, we all figured nothing would matter but the last like 5 laps. So just going up there, we got all our guys up at the front at one point, just having fun, and then at the end, everything went crazy.
And I've asked the previous two the same question. You know, as far as mini stock at Charlotte, 170 laps. We've got the spin the wheel thing for fun. Did this meet your expectations? Was this fun?
Oh yeah, this exceeded. I mean, it was a blast. Maybe a little long. My butt's a little tired. I'm ready to stand up, but it was a blast.
And of course, all for a good cause. I see the Texas Speed logos on the side of the car. I see the Sarah Templates logo on the side of the car. We work with Sarah. We're actually broadcasting the race tomorrow night. But I also see our friends over at PTR TV on the side of the car. What's it going to take to slap a Pit Stop TV logo over that? I'm kidding, of course. Corey Silva and them, they do a great job. But where can we see Noah Carter in sim racing beyond just this race today?
Nowadays, I don't really get on here much. Actually, whenever I loaded up, I had an hour worth of updates to do. I race in real life more, and so I'm focused a lot more on my car. But maybe in a super late model race, I like the super late models a lot.
And maybe we can get you into one of these Sarah National Tour races one of these days. Those are a lot of fun. We have one tomorrow night. But Noah, it was good to see your car in the front a lot tonight. Nice tactic, trying not to lead laps. That's not normally how it goes, but it worked out for you. Third place, not too shabby. Hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
That's Noah Carter, third place tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This was a lot of fun, and we'll keep things light here from now. I don't want to get too sappy or tear up or anything, because it's a sentimental thing for even myself, personal thing. I guess just trying to help a couple of parents who have a kid in the hospital. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Tatum, we're with you. Tatum strong. If maybe we can get that going on social media. I don't know, but yeah, I hope this has again made lemonade out of a bunch of really nasty lemons, kind of getting in the way of the holidays for you guys. So Thomas family, we appreciate you guys. The total so far up over $900. We want to, of course, pump this up as time goes on. 930 of 1,400. That is an awesome total. I guess that goal moves with the number of donations, but regardless, this is an amazing thing that has been done for the Thomas family, and to Tyler and to Abigail and to Tatum. Happy holidays. We're all with you. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Stay strong, and we got to know. We need to know. Once you guys are all through this, and hopefully this helps get you there and all of that. Hopefully we don't become strangers. It's been an amazing night here, a ton of fun. Sim Racing Nation, I think, putting sim racing to a good purpose. So I'll try not to get anyway, you get the point. Try not to go too far with it beyond there. But this is a fun time. Thank you to Sim Racing Nation and everybody for having us here tonight. You can see the Thomas 250. I think this was a success. Hopefully you guys thought so as well. We will see here in a second the upcoming broadcast for us here at Pit Stop TV, so on and so forth. So we'll get that out of the way and then basically say good night. But a big thank you. So Texas Speed, simracingnation.com. Check them out. Get Good Racing is coming up next. Also, Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Robert was here earlier in the YouTube chat. He's a great guy. And for the life of me, I can't remember the other one. But regardless, some great partners joined up, and actually we've got our race admin Oyster Cracker 4 here, and it sounds like maybe you have a word here for the fans.
I do. I just want, it's mainly for everybody. Matt Best here. I reached out to Strovich, and he helped set all this up with the help of Andrew and Derek and Sim Racing Nation, Freaky Fast, Get Good, everybody. They didn't hesitate to jump in and basically volunteer their time to do this. So we really appreciate that. I wanted to say thank you, from the bottom of our hearts over there at Texas Speed, for making this happen for Tyler and his family. Tyler's messaging us all night, telling us that Tatum was enjoying it, laughing, having a good time. So, money aside, even that is worth everything that we went through. So hopefully we can do this again. For some other unfortunate families. So it really means a lot. So thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Hey, it was good to be here. I want to thank you for your efforts as well, Matt, and everybody behind the scenes making this one happen. This has been a really special night of sim racing.
Agree more.
Without further ado, I'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Matt, thank you for your time. We can go ahead. I want to give just a brief thank you. We do still have groups that help us out, of course, Whiplash SimCams, ATVOs, CC's Business, Cody Williams Design, Lucky Performance, and North American Racing League. That's not the focus, but we want to give them the obligatory shout out at the very least. And they help make things happen for us behind the scenes. But that's it for us. We do have one more thing though. We did Best in Show earlier. We did that vote. I really thought we might get some more votes for Avery Miller winning the race, but for driver of the day, it's going to come down to that number 5. Zachary Lovelace is going to be today's driver of the day. I mean, the paint scheme's awesome. I don't know the lore behind that, but the paint scheme is cool. Driver of the day, Zach Lovelace, I think deserves it. Started pretty well up front, kind of defaulted to first with Will Lozinski going to the rear, but Lovelace, driver of the day, didn't quite finish up there, 16th at the end, but still had the fan club to do it. So good to see that Lovelace won the vote, and from there we can check out what's going on here at Pit Stop TV the next couple of weeks. We do have some time off coming up over the holidays. We are still available for some broadcasts, but you can see next up for us, and the final scheduled broadcast of 2025 is tomorrow night. Come back, chat with us, have a good night of short track racing. Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway for the Sarah Impel Motorsports National Tour, the Kern Winter Classic tomorrow night. Gonna be a lot of fun. Super late models and sim racing's best short track drivers. So tonight we had some road racers in a short track car on a big NASCAR track. Tomorrow night though, it is pure grassroots sim racing, a bunch of really good super late model drivers, the best the sim has to offer on a really cool racetrack that I think is still brand new to the sim and gets underused. Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, gonna be a lot of fun. Check in with us tomorrow night for that, and then when 2026 gets going, you can see we got a full slate returning in January with the BRB Sundance Pro Series, the North American Racing League, so on and so forth as 2026 comes into focus. You can follow everything Pit Stop TV at the platforms down below, all across the internet. We invite you to do so. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV. This has been Pit Stop TV. If you're new here, we appreciate you being here tonight. Tatum, get well soon. Tyler, we need an update once Tatum's feeling better. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for being here. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.